Ketia reporting for duty. 97.3 City FM. This is the Republic of Football. Number one stop for all your updates. Every goal, every corner, every special incident. And by special incident, could be positive, could be weird. You never know. As usual, we're live on YouTube on City Sports GH. When you get to YouTube, go to City Sports GH and hit the like and subscribe button. You can also catch us on X or Twitter. The official handle of City 973. Let me know what your big headaches, big topics, big expectations are for your team, for the league you've been watching going into this weekend. As for me, as a Liverpool person, it is my big wish that Nuno Espirito Santo, just like last season when he delivered a special defeat to Liverpool at Anfield, will do it again this time at the London Stadium against Liverpool. I'm rooting for Nuno. I'm rooting for West Ham. I hope that Liverpool can learn their lessons and let Arne Slot walk. Coaching Oedewo Sarkin. Yao Ejimita is in the studio with me. Yao, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much, Ben.
Interesting thoughts throughout. Let's get to some would I say previews? I'll say previews because the Premier League games today are starting at 3 p.m. We'll get to some stories on City, but let me just announce for our listeners and our viewers where the action is coming from in the Premier League. So there's Brentford versus Burnley. That game is at Brentford's home ground. I believe the G-Tech is what they call it. When you go to Manchester City at the Etihad, they are up against Leeds United. And then you can also talk about Sunderland versus AFC Bournemouth. That game, I have a feeling, will be feisty. I think it will have goals. You can talk about Everton versus Newcastle. We can also talk about Spurs versus Fulham. So those are the games for today. Tomorrow, there's Palace versus United, which I think will be tasty. We'll talk about that game. There's Villa versus Wolves. I hope that Wolves can win a game just to lighten everybody up because it's been a sorry season. West Ham and Liverpool, I've told you what I think about that game already. At the City ground, there's Nottingham Forest versus Brighton and Hove Albion. And then the big game of the weekend is Chelsea versus Arsenal. I know that tomorrow's show will discuss it, but I will still discuss it on today's show regardless. Hopefully today we can activate the phone line somewhere along the line. Let's talk about topics. What's been on your mind? I see you have a few stories up on the website citysportsonline.com, so you should click on that. Check out all the latest in the world of sports, basketball, athletics, football. We have it all. Yeah, quick thoughts.
Quick thoughts. I just go on to citysportsonline.com and I heard that the Iranian delegation, football delegation, have stated or aired some grievances over visa acquisition. to the United States of America to be able to be present for the World Cup draw.
Yeah.
And they are saying that if they don't get over those quote unquote obstacles, then they will have to boycott the World Cup draw. And this is another incident that is pretty much building up to the World Cup draw. And you know the US and the Iranians are political rivals, and it looks like it has seeped into sports too. And I have this feeling that this might end up being the 2026 World Cup might end up being the most politically incensed World Cup I have ever heard or seen. Okay, I'll say I've ever seen, because I'm pretty sure like in the early 70s there were far more politically oriented World Cups that took place because of how things shaped in those days. I mean, political transitions were going on everywhere. And so I would say in the modern era, I think this might end up being the most political, quote unquote, World Cup that I have ever seen. Because
Trust Donald Trump to live up to expectations.
Because the main guy, who is the president of one of the host nations, and pretty much the biggest and most pronounced host nation, is someone you consider as unorthodox. He's not someone who plays by the rules, the political rules necessarily, and he doesn't do his things like, you know, like your quote unquote proper or a proper prim and prime politician would do. He's a little bit unorthodox with his ways, so you just don't know what you are going to get from him. And once there's uncertainty and there is already, you know, a history of tension, a history of a bit of rancor, it adds up to the tension, and it makes things a little bit anxious. So you realize that there's a bit of anxiety going on. And so that really caught my attention, and the fact that it adds up to the excitement connected to the FIFA World Cup draw. And I just can't wait, because next week Friday it's coming up on December 5, and so it should be a good one. And I also love the fact that as you look at Mikel Arteta, he's been speaking ahead of that big game against Chelsea, praising Declan Rice, and even going ahead to more or less indicate that Declan Rice can even do better than he is doing now, and because he wants to improve consistently. And I know we'll talk more on that particular game, so I won't dwell too much on that. And your favorite topic from last night, it has also seeped into today. It's about the Lamine Yamal situation, where he got quote unquote pocketed by Marco Correa. And Barcelona are about to play in a bit of, like, let's say, exactly an hour, 2:15. So 2:15, Barcelona will be playing against Alaves at the Camp Nou. And ahead of the game, Hansi Flick spoke in a pre-game presser, and he more or less urged Lamine Yamal to forget about the Marco Correa battle and focus on the upcoming games. And that was quite interesting, and to know that he recognized that indeed he lost that battle. You don't normally see coaches come out in public to make those statements. Normally they keep it under wraps, keep it in the locker room or the dressing room, and they don't make it public. But he made it public. I mean, he went straight and addressed that particular subject, and he urged him to forget about it and just move on to the next game. And I think that's pretty much a great advice from the trainer to a youngster. I mean, look, Lamine Yamal has played a lot of games. He's experienced, but he is still a youngster. He's 18 years old. He's not even 20 years old. He's still a teenager. And so these things will come up. What I would love to see the next phase in his development is if you're not having a good day at work, if you're not having the best of games, he should focus on moving away from the attacking bit and try to do things a bit differently. For instance, on Wednesday? Wednesday. Yes, you play as an inverted winger on the right side. You're a left-footed player playing on the right side. yeah, your guy has got you beat. But I didn't see him get too much involved in the game. If he's got you beat, at least you can even attempt to switch flanks and try to do something to get yourself going in the game. But he was just stuck out there and not doing much and not offering much. I mean, look, if your tricks are not falling, if your feints aren't falling, then I mean, try something different. But he was just, trying to do the normal stuff that we are used to from Lamine Yamal, and it just didn't come off. And it was just a bad day at the office. But when these things come, and they will come, even the greatest of greats have bad days at the office. And so when those things come, he should try as much as possible to make himself important beyond what he's become known for, which is scoring goals, assisting, and making those beautiful dribble sequences. And so I think that's what I would have to say about that whole Lamine Yamal issue.
Well, I have a few things to say on Iran. I hope that for the sake of football, they can sort out their differences with the United States. They play some of the best football around now. It's been like that for a minute. I mean, I feel like they've generally come a long way as a nation from the days of the Iranian Revolution in 1979, I think it was. Shah Mohammed Pahlavi, I think, overthrown by Ayatollah Khomeini. I mean, I think the Shah had American support at the time. That's how come 1979, I believe Jimmy Carter was president. Yeah, so from, I mean,
that's the genesis of all that beef.
Having great power over Iranian oil to having a radical Muslim leader who says he's nationalizing the oil. Very interesting. They've gone back and forth about those things. I just hope that they can put these things behind
they've reported the issue to FIFA. So they are waiting to hear what FIFA has to say.
Infantino has been spending a lot of time with Trump, so he should be able to quell these little fires. Hopefully, I mean, football will reign supreme, and
I'm pretty sure they'll be able to make it.
They can quell these fires.
I'm pretty sure
I don't want these things to happen. Gives the whole tournament a bad rap.
Even before it starts.
Exactly. Going, and so there's that. Kwache Manuel is here in the studio. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi.
Let me get into that Lamine Yamal bit as well. Let me just dig my fingers in. I saw some funny comments. Somebody said, so because nobody watches La Liga, these are the things Lamine Yamal will stink up the joint against world-class level fullbacks and then go back to play against Deportivo Alaves and Celta and Real Oviedo, and then go and bamboozle them and then come and act like everything is. So he was like, imagine all the games we haven't watched when we haven't seen Lamine Yamal do his thing. I mean, for real, every time we see him, he's probably caught some minnow somewhere and he's bullying him. I mean, that's just on the lighter side. On the real side, I feel like, one, he's definitely suffering from some bit of burnout. I feel like they're playing him too many times. They're playing him too many minutes. And at 18, if you're already shouldering the creative responsibility, one, usage rates of like a 24, 25-year-old star player, it will start to tell on your body. And you can tell that every time he gets injured, they're in a hurry to rush him back from injury. Now, I think in his most recent injury is a groin injury of some sorts where he was, I don't know if he really made it ahead of schedule or he was just rushed back from the injury, because you could tell the lack of inspiration and the lack of spark in the side when he was not there, which is crazy that a team like Barcelona rely on an 18-year-old for inspiration going forward. It's very interesting to me. I just hope that they can become a more rounded team. I also think, on a personal note, he needs to slow down. I'm not his father. I'm not his counselor. Neither am I his big brother or whatever it is. But look, I think he's on like his second girlfriend in like...
but they're broken up.
That's 2 girlfriends in like a year.
They're broken up. So
No,
right
that's what I'm
now
saying. So
he's-
he has some other girl. Then he went and dated some other girl.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then there's this. He's becoming infamous for private parties, and apparently there are all sorts of interesting characters at these parties.
Yeah, his last girlfriend was Nicki Nicole,
Bruh.
an Argentine
You
singer.
are
rapper.
18 years old, like.
And they're all older than him. That's the thing. All his girlfriends are older
Bruh,
than him.
listen, people might think that these things are trivial, but these are serious matters. Like, as a young athlete, you're expending your energy in the right way is very important. No, I'm just saying. He needs to expend his energy in the right ways. I think a lot of these things.
Back this up.
Look, it's not.
Kevin Prince Boateng. Remember what happened? with Kevin-
Melissa Sata.
Yes. He was having so many knee injuries, and we were wondering what's the cause of all these knee injuries. And the woman came out and said, "Charlie, your man, constant firing.
Like, you know,
that's what leads to those knee injuries.
Yeah.
Because Charlie,
for Lamine Yamal, he needs to slow down. Like, he's living. I know he's making a truckload of money, and I always say that for a lot of youngsters, it can be a rush. It can be overwhelming. Like, what are you doing with 15 million euros at age 18? I mean, that is the world at your feet at age 18. If nobody's reining you in, there's a very good chance that you're going to go off the rails and do things that are not fit for purpose. Like, I've seen posters of his mom. She's using the name and his image, Lamine Yamal, she's doing meet and greets, basically. Like, people are paying money to meet Lamine Yamal's mom. I mean, come on. How degenerate can it get? Like, family's supposed to be taking care of him. And I've seen
his dad is also dating some woman.
No, I mean, those things are not even my business. But
No,
as long as those things begin to seep into the image
public,
and into the public light of the youngster, it's just too much. I don't think a young Cristiano at age 17 had this much. Cristiano's buzz at 17 was all football. Messi's buzz.
I mean, but to be fair, it's in the age of social media, so we know more about
Which is
him.
fair.
We know more about him now than we know about
No,
them.
but you see, it's one
But
thing.
you can manage it.
It's one thing knowing a lot about you. It's one thing becoming famous for organizing outrageous, eccentric parties.
you only
at
turn
age
you only,
18.
you only turn 18 once. to be
Don't-
fair,
okay, so when he's bent out at age 21 and can't go past his fullback anymore, I'll refer you to this statement that he only turned 18 once. I'm just saying, look, I've seen too many players get ruined by being unprofessional, and I feel like I don't know vividly what's happening behind the scenes. I like Lamine Yamal as a player, but I think that the noise that's coming from around him is becoming more non-football than football, and that's a problem.
That's fair, but I feel like he's always had
That's
the
a-
noise
that's a
around
problem.
him. The problem now is that when he's in a bad run of form, it will be turned to that because of your outrageous lifestyle. That's why you're not able to maintain.
I mean, we're gonna talk about that.
I mean, but he's
No,
18 years old.
But that's what the
There's a
great
lot of
Kobe Bryant
pressure.
said. He says that you need to be able. It's one thing being a top level athlete. You need to, if you want to be able to party, nobody will touch you. But do not let your partying affect your performance on the pitch. And he talks a story about one time when he was with Matt Barnes, I think. So Barnes, they won a game on the road. Like, everybody's hyped. Barnes and Co want to go out and party. And then he's like, you know what? Ideally, I won't want to go out and party, but this is the playoffs. The team needs great
Team
chemistry.
chemistry, yeah.
The chemistry is nice at this point. I don't want to be the guy who is looked at as dampening the chemistry. So I'll go out and party with these guys. Partied all the way to 4 a.m. By 7 a.m. or 6:30, he was up in the gym putting up shots. The other guys were groggy. They could barely move. You see, and that's the difference in the end between a Matt Barnes and a Kobe Bryant. One guy was essentially a promising athlete, but ended up being nothing but a role player. The other guy ended up being a superstar and winning it all. I'm just saying. So I think Yamal can go all the way and be as great as like any of the all-time greats, but it will not be just about his talent. It will be about everything else around him. If he can't quieten the noise around him, I don't know.
And the burnout bit was
Yeah.
an important point, an essential point, because you played all those heavy minutes in the league or for your club. Then you went to the Euros and you played all those heavy minutes for Spain. Yes, you won the title. Then the off season comes, which is short, by the way. It's not. Then Pep Guardiola always likens it to the NBA. Compared to the NBA, you have at least 3 months, but football you have at most 3 weeks. You have those 3 weeks.
If you're lucky, 1 month in a calendar year where there aren't a lot of activity.
Yes, and so after playing all those heavy minutes, then the off season comes. You should rest as much as possible. Then he turned 18, and all of those things started coming up. The planning for that grand party, the girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. I've spotted on cruise boats and yachts.
The fast
several different women. One woman this, one woman that. Before the Nicky Nicole girl came into
the words of elderly people, Akoshibra.
More or less.
I think we're all forgetting when we were 18. That's what.
Hey, do you know the things I was doing when I was 18? I was doing catechism, getting ready to do my first communion. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. I mean, at 18 is crazy. Yeah, like we're running
that's like
wild, but like
final year of SHS.
Listen,
there's not a lot of maturity at that age.
No, but I'm saying, you see, but are there vets? Are there credible vets at Barca?
Credible vets.
Who are Lamine Yamal's vets? Like
veteran players.
Lewandowski.
Yeah, maybe Lewandowski. Yeah.
And see Lewa. I mean, if you can't learn from Lewandowski,
yeah,
I don't. I mean,
professional.
That's like ultimate professional. Yeah. Longevity, staring at you every day.
The guy is a gym rat. He's very super hyper focused on his body. He takes care of his body like it's a temple, and you have to look at Barcelona.
You know the funny thing,
even Messi coming up. It was one of the reasons why Ronaldinho, they had to push him out, because
it was a bad influence.
That he was becoming a bad influence to Messi.
Ronaldinho's stories are wild.
And so Pep Guardiola saw it, and as soon as he got that job, as first team head coach of Barcelona, one of the first moves that he made, he kicked Ronaldinho out.
You know what's funny, right? I always say that, and this is about athletes. It might sound like we are sounding too strict, but I always say that you never find, like, work ethic as an athlete starts from a young age. If you don't get like the bolts and nuts of like working hard from a very young age, it's very hard to say you're going to start working hard from age 24, 25. It's not going to happen. Like, you need to start doing those things now. If you don't get the ethics down now, you won't do it when you are like 24, 25 and you've earned more money. Obviously, his next contract will be probably even bigger. But again, he needs to keep producing. He needs to silence his doubters. Like right now, his doubters are becoming loud and they are getting currency. So
because he's going absent in the big games.
Yeah.
The big games that really, really count. He's going absent. That's where the whole, and once it happens, then the reference comes in.
Yeah.
If he was still balling out, because think about it, the guy has 6 goals and 8 assists in 13 games this season, which is brilliant.
I think it's been slightly overhyped.
You see,
because even last season against Inter, he was their best player on the pitch.
Yes, and I'm saying
in all the classicals, in most of the classicals they won, he put in a really good performance.
But this time around,
the last classical was last season. Like the last time he put in a good classical was last season.
So nobody cares. I'm talking about him being present in the big games. The big games only come around a few times a season.
Well, yeah, but so far the big games that he's played in, he's been a no-show.
This season, no-show.
Against the Real Madrid in the Clasico.
And then he wanted to fight with the Real Madrid players at the end of the game.
Anyway, the Chelsea game, yeah, he was a no-show. So that's where, like,
Estevao was eating his dinner.
Yeah, like I said, you have 6 goals and 8 assists in 13 games. It's brilliant. But why is it that he's catching a lot of heat? It's because the big games he no-showed, and even the games that he scores and gives an assist or two, like that's what I always say. Look beyond the statistics. Watch the game. Yeah. Like he just shows up one, gives an assist, and the rest of the game.
You know, one of the things I'm looking out for. So I always say that, unfortunately, everybody's going to be marked by the Ronaldo, Messi, how do you call it?
Standard
scale or standard. And I'm looking forward to how long Lamine Yamal can stay an elite player. Right now, he's an elite player. I want to see how long he can keep it up. And always those things will come down to professionalism. It comes down to hard work, watching film, like a lot of things that you don't want to do. But let's move the conversation on. Let's talk about the Premier League. There are games at 3 p.m. Let's dive into the previews of those matches real quick. Let's start off with Brentford, Burnley. It's been quite an interesting season for Brentford Football Club. I have loved their transition from Thomas Frank. Doesn't seem like they've broken a sweat at all. If you look at where they are, right about where you think Brentford would be at this point in the season. 13th on the table, 3 wins, 2 defeats in their last 5 matches. In their last game, they lost. I'll find that opponent for you in a bit. I think their last game was a defeat to Brighton and Hove Albion by 2-1. They're up against the Burnley team that I think have done decently well. Still in the relegation places. They also need a win desperately to curb a 3-game losing skid. Last defeat was a 2-0 defeat to Chelsea. Manuel, let me start off with you. What kind of game are you expecting? What challenge does Brentford present at home to a Burnley team that can possibly take something out of this game? I think.
Yeah, I think Burnley could threaten Brentford a bit. By on Brentford, I'm impressed with how they, like you said, how they've been able to adapt to life under Keith Andrews. Because transitioning from, I think Thomas Frank is suffering a bit from that problem at Spurs now, where you can see that people are criticizing him in the big games. He's not able to be expansive. But I think when you're at a team like Brentford, you don't always necessarily need to always have to play that type of football. I think you can rely on your structure and then hope that you can get your finishers at the end of the pitch to get good goals for you. Igor Thiago, he's been in really good form for them since he came in. He missed a penalty at the end of the game last season. At the end of the game last week, I don't know how that affects his confidence. But ever since he's come in this season, even though they sold most of their goals with Wissa and Mbeumo, he's been able to make up for that. They've also been one of the teams, because Keith Andrews is a set piece coach. They've been able to adapt really well to using set piece routines to win games. But coming up against Burnley, I think Burnley also needs to be in a position where they need to start winning games now. Because at the start of the season, even though they weren't performing badly, I'd say that the other thing was that Nottingham Forest and West Ham had underperformed. Starting into the season. Like I said, both of them have now changed their managers, and it seems to be working for them. I think West Ham are on a 3-game winning run, and Nottingham Forest too. They beat Liverpool. They won in midweek in the Europa League. So I think they're also coming up on form. So assuming that there'll be teams worse than them, I think now they also need to try and put together a run of games together, go on a winning run. Last season, the whole thing about them was that they were defensively solid when they were in the Championship. But I think transitioning that to the Premier League has been slightly difficult for them. Obviously because of the higher quality of opponents, but also just because they face far more chances too in the Premier League now. But going into this game, I'd expect Brentford to probably win it. Even though Burnley needs to start picking up points, I'm not sure if going away to Brentford's ground is where they'll start the winning.
Brentford Football Club. Let me announce the text and WhatsApp line 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Those are the text and WhatsApp lines. You should send us your thoughts on the Premier League predictions and all. Let's know what you think. Let me get y'all's thoughts on that game again. Burnley's last win came against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and everybody beats Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I don't know if that's a bad sign, because if you look at the table, you want to compare what they have going on with the rest of the teams around them. They are 19th. They have 10 points. A win today takes them to 13th. Depending on how other games go, that could take them as high as 16th on the table. So a lot happening in and around them, only if they can get a win. I don't know how you feel about Scott Parker. Can he keep this team safe? Do you think he's one of those guys who will possibly end up getting axed before the season? And how will he approach this game?
I don't think he'll get axed. Looking at Burnley's history, they are quite committed, and they show a lot of faith with their managers. You look at
committed to relegation. Like the way they were committed to Company until he got them relegated.
I was about to make that
No, but to be fair, Scott Parker hasn't actually managed to stay in the job either of the times he's brought his
teams up. I mean, this is his 3rd time he's he's qualified the team into the Premier League, and
brought
on
both team first.
There was Bournemouth and there was Fulham. Yes.
Yeah.
And on both occasions, or previous occasions, they sacked him about 10 games, 12 games into the season. And this is his 3rd opportunity, and he's managed to qualify Burnley from the Championship to the Premier League. So he is fighting a lot of issues beyond just what is happening on the field. He is also fighting for his reputation, because if you do well by qualifying teams from the Championship to the Premier League, but can't even stick around, then it puts a ceiling on your ability to coach big teams, more or less, or even excel at the top level.
I mean, yeah, but like for coaches, for someone like Neil Warnock, he was able to make a whole career out of that.
Well, that's it depends on your ambitions too. I mean, Scott Parker,
not to throw Lampard in there, not to be but there are also some managers who are showing that they perform better at certain levels.
Yeah, but exactly. But you look at Lampard and you look at Scott Parker.
Yeah,
per their reputation as former Premier League players who played not too long ago. I mean, Neil Warnock is old school. So if he ends up qualifying teams from Championship to Premier League and ends up getting sacked, ends up getting a good payday, I don't think he will be okay compared to Scott Parker. I mean, a guy who came through the West Ham Academy, that infamous group that had Rio Ferdinand, Joe Cole. They had some brilliant players. I think that West Ham Academy group, I think it's underrated. We all talk about the Man United 92 squad, but that West Ham group also had some very good players. Jermaine Defoe was also part of that group. And so if you have this kind of reputation around you, or narratives around you, I don't think being able to qualify a team or qualify teams from the Championship to the Premier League and not being able to keep them in the Premier League will cut it. And so I don't think they will sack him just yet because of their recent history. Sean Dyche, we saw how long it took for Sean Dyche to get the sack. We saw Vincent Kompany come into the Premier League with them and go down to the Championship with them. And so I don't think he'll get the sack. But what is good for them is that they have 10 points. And there are several teams above them that are within reach. And you made a point that they get a win, they go as high as 11th? Or no, 13th. Yes, they go as high as 13th. And that's what they need to do. Stay close to the pack. Stay close to the pack. If the pack creates some form of distance or separation from them, that's when it will become a major issue. But if they're able to stay close to the pack, I think they might end up meandering their way and giving themselves a good shot to survive. I look at per the way things are looking at, I don't see Wolves surviving. Fulham, one of those two.
We can see the table now. And, the thing is,
I think Leeds might also get down, and so
another thing,
so they might be able to, if they stay close to the pack.
I'll be disappointed in Leeds. I thought they did some decent recruitment. I don't know.
So for Burnley, the objective is to stay close to the pack. And getting a draw against Brentford in today's game, in a game like this, is a way to be able to get to achieve that aim. And so play scrappy, play nicely, the way they play nice football, but try as much as possible to get something out of this game to be able to stay close to the pack. Other than that, they will drift away, and I don't think they have too many quality players to be able to play catch up, and they might end up getting slipped into the Championship relegation issues.
But the thing is, Leeds and Burnley.
Let me just hold you out to a prediction and then come back to you.
Okay, prediction. Well, I'll go with the slight margin win for Brentford.
So say a 1-0 or 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah, I'll go 2-1.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just worried that the teams above them, there are not enough bad teams above them. If you look at them, because West Ham and Nottingham Forest are picking up form, and I don't think we expect Newcastle or Brentford to be in a relegation zone. So realistically, the only team they can truly catch right now, they're looking at it, is Fulham, and will they be able to put in? I mean, they have 3 wins already compared to what the promoted teams did last season. They are,
which is a good sign.
But if you look at it, they are both on a 3-game losing run, and I'm just not sure if, especially if you look at the form of the other teams, I'm just not sure if they'll be able to catch them now. At least maybe if they're able to recruit a little better in January, Because as good as it's been so far, if they are not able to compete with the other teams around them, if they're not teams that are worse than them, it doesn't matter how good your form is.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
I was also about to say that I think that a lot of teams' fate will be decided by what kind of moves they make in January.
Yeah.
You know, you might take it for granted, you might underrate it, but you can do a lot in a transfer window. You can turn your season around with 1 or 2 signings. It might be even a backroom staff member for which you don't need to even get to the window. Sometimes little tweaks behind the scenes will help you out. And for mid-table teams in the Premier League, they've shown that they can almost spend on the level of the top teams in other leagues. And so I'm genuinely looking forward to what they do, or what a lot of these mid-table teams do come January. So there's that. Anyway, if you are
just
not...
a quick one,
just a quick one. Hold
on Brentford. I think
hold on. Just before you go. So for those of you who are listening, some of you might want to pass by the Agri Fair, the 2nd edition at the IFA Sunderland Park. Get you some groceries. There are a lot of exhibitors out there, a lot of selling going on
at wholesale prices.
Yeah, wholesale prices. There are grills, for a lot of you who want a few things to nibble on, all happening at the IFA Sunderland Park. So you can drop by that. Yeah, you're going to make.
Yeah, just a quick one. I think one of the reasons why Keith Andrews has had a rather successful start to his life as Brentford manager, which beats a lot of expectations at this point, is down to the rotation away from that whole heavy base possession that dominated the league into a bit more direct football, where long throws are dominating how teams score goals.
Michael Kayode has become popular this season for
set pieces have determined how a lot of teams score goals.
Yeah.
And Keith Andrews, having that background as a set piece coach, coming into Brentford and developing his way up to this point where he's now the manager, I think it has played into his hands. Unlike other teams whose coaches or managers are kind of left in the dust because they haven't necessarily transitioned well from that heavy tempo control, possession and style of game or philosophy into this new, all of a sudden found desire or feel for the good old days where direct football ruled and was king. And that's how come, that's one of the reasons why Liverpool's onslaught has had some issues transitioning from that old way, which is relatively old way, into the rebirth or the second coming of the long throws and the direct kind of football that we've seen in recent times.
So let me say a quick shout out to a few of our YouTube guys. Calvin Dax says that 3-2 Brentford to win. Thiago hat-trick, 1 header, 2 penalties. Hey Charlie, this one straight from the crystal ball. David Aglu says that waiting for the Tottenham versus Fulham game. We are also waiting for the games to kick off with just about 13 minutes or so to kick off of the first batch of Premier League matches. Kwame 357 says, come on, Man City players. We'll talk about Manchester City in a bit because they've also fallen off from their otherworldly standards, and they look like mortals these days. 2 or 3 wins, and then they go on and draw 1, lose 1, draw again. I don't know. It's been sketchy. Nothing like what Pep Guardiola has been used to since leaving Barcelona, Bayern, and really a good chunk of his Manchester City career. Outside of last season, the foundations look a little wobbly now. They don't look as crisp on their passing game. Pressing isn't as immaculate. I don't know. A lot has changed with Manchester City. Let's talk about another game, which is that Manchester City game. I bring you to the doorsteps of that one. The lineups for that game are out already. I'll try and bring you the starting lineup to that particular game, and then we will progress the conversation. Now, if you look at the starting lineups, it's 4-3-3 for Manchester City, and then it's 4-3-3 for Leeds United as well. So in post for Manchester City is Donnarumma. He, Italian #1 goalkeeper, PSG former goalkeeper, now in his first season at City. We'll talk about how well he's done so far. Mateus Nunes these days probably has to alter his DNA as a footballer, because he needs to accept that as long as he's at City, he's a right back. There's Diaz and Vardio, and then O'Reilly, also another midfielder turned left back for Pep Guardiola. Lots of interesting stuff going on there. In the middle, Nico Gonzalez, the man burdened with the pressure of having to be Rodri's replacement. It's not been elite so far. It's not been bad either. We'll talk about him as well, because he's a key cog to how Manchester City deliver their football. Bernardo Silva today playing alongside him with Tijani Reinders. Reinders gave us a hot start and then has tailed off a little. Foden is on the right wing. Jeremy Doku is on the left wing. Erling Haaland will lead the line. I like the Leeds United team. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the recruitments they did. I am not such a big fan of how they have used the players they have and the kind of football they've played generally. So Perry's in post for them. It's 4-3-3 as well. Jadon Bogo. Jadon Bogo is a little bit of a championship veteran these days. Plays in the Premier. I think he played for Sheffield United prominently. Very athletic right wing back. You should expect him to bomb up and down that flank. There's Rodon, Struik, who are popular names, and then James Justin,
another championship.
Yep. James Justin, Leicester City. These days he's doing this thing for Leeds United. Gruev, Ampadu, and Tanaka. Ethan Ampadu, Chelsea Academy graduate, also has been around in the championship. I think he's taken a detour even to Germany at a point, and then come back into the mix. He's the captain of the side, so well trusted. Daniel James, I was rooting for him to succeed at United, but United fans managed to overthrow him and get him sold. Lucas Mecha, I think, is a Manchester City Academy product. One of those went to Wolfsburg, I believe, and did his thing over there with
probably the Premier League winner.
Yeah, who Mecha? Is he? How so?
I think he was in one of the squads in 2017-18.
Oh, really?
Yes. He wasn't.
That's crazy.
I don't think he got I don't think he got a medal for games played, but for being in the squad, he's probably.
I see. He was there, I think, just about the same time as when Jeremy Frimpong was probably heading out. So when Mecha was at Wolfsburg, he was there with Omar Mamouche before Mamouche made the move to Frankfurt. So interesting. He scored 3 goals this season, 14 appearances. Lucas Mecha, that is. So one of those guys I think they brought in to fulfill homegrown slots. Like, there are times where when you are registering your team, you need to have a certain level of English homegrown players within your team, or players trained in England. If you don't meet the quota, you'll be forced to do some funny stuff. You're forced to leave some people out. And then there's obviously Wilfried Gnonto. I've been rooting for Wilfried Gnonto for a long time. He's not broken out into the kind of player I thought he would have become by now. So but let's get into the lineup.
He's basically Kamaldeen Suleiman.
An Italian Kamaldeen.
Yeah, an Italian Kamaldeen Suleiman. That's the best way to describe him, because he's 22 years.
I mean, I can't even disagree with that.
Yeah, he's 22 years. He has that short stature, boundless level of energy, crazy pace.
Yeah. Decent dribbler.
Always gives you that wow factor once in a while, but nothing in terms of consistency.
Yeah.
And the numbers don't back his game up or his talent up. So you just ask yourself, okay, so when is it going to
come together?
Put it all together and be able to graduate to that top level ranked or rated winger? So that's the big question about him.
He has 2 goals this season, but he's had a decent season though. So he's having, I don't know if you call it decent. He scored twice, and then he's assisted 4 times.
In all competitions?
Yes,
or just in the Premier League?
I think it's all competitions.
All competitions. Yeah, then the assist bit, yes, I'll give him credit for that. But the goals bit, 2 goals, yeah.
Let me zone it down a little, and then I can.
Yeah, for a team that has him as one of their key goal contributors. I mean, if you score 2 goals, is okay, but for his talent and for what he brings to the table, in terms of his talent and other strength, you think that okay, he should be able to get in at least one more goal and maybe one more assist. And also it's because of his history. I mean, he hasn't been able to put together top level numbers, and so even though he's had a relatively good start to the season, 6 goal contributions in 11 games, that's more than half. That's pretty solid. But there's a part of me that's hesitant to give him credit, because at the end of the day, that same part of me is like, I know this guy, that he wouldn't be able to sustain it, and this whole 2 goals and 4 assists might end up being what he gets till, let's say, February, before maybe he adds on to it, and before the season ends. And so that's my whole thing with him, that when is he going to put it all together? But
I'm looking forward to his duel with Mateus Nunes today, basically because Mateus Nunes is not the quickest. He's not a natural right back, and Wilfried Gnonto can run for days. So I want to see what that duel is basically going to be like.
I think Nunes will win that duel because
I don't trust Gnonto.
I don't trust him, and it's because of the football. Can I say football IQ? But because of the football IQ, basically. Mateus Nunes, look, he had his issues settling into this Man City team, but we saw him at Wolverhampton. We've seen him make that transition to right full back, and because of his football IQ, that's what has helped him settle in as a right full back and be able to make it. And so that's what will give him the edge over Gnonto, because he's less like an Adama Traore, all the assets in the world, but he's not able to apply that bit of nuance to his game.
Baby oil Adama. Yeah,
to be able to deliver at the top level. So when you are coming up against a guy who excelled as a midfielder, high IQ, and is playing as a right full back, I don't see him trumping Nunes in that battle. I don't see him. And for Man City, their struggles. Look, you don't have Rodri in there. You have Nico Gonzalez in there, who you aptly described as a guy who hasn't excelled, who hasn't disappointed. He's been okay.
Yeah.
In that sense, you need to offer him top level protection, or you need to offer him some top level help. And I don't think Pep Guardiola consistently has held him out, because I think last week,
I think Manchester City's midfield is soft. So they've gone from like did they ever really have like rugged guys?
Fernandinho. They had Fernandinho,
but that's ages ago. Though. I feel like if you take away Fernandinho,
there was Fabian Delph in the rugged.
Yeah, they brought Delph like.
I mean, Delph was used more as a right back. I mean, as a left back when Pep wanted to.
And
I'm just thinking about
that invented midfielder thing.
Because this midfield is soft, but in the beginning, I'm just thinking about what they've always had. So at one point, like I say, Fernandinho was everything. But one of the reasons I think Fernandinho was great for City is that he was like a Swiss Army knife. He could do everything: pass, tackle, intercept, progress ball, dribble. He could do everything. And there are very few midfielders like that. They moved on to Rodri, who was the same. But I don't think they've ever had like two hard men.
No. So the middle of the Pep's whole system, what he has is similar to what Real Madrid have when they had Casemiro and Kroos and Modric. You have someone who puts out the fire whenever he sees it. He either goes in for a tackle or gets the soft yellow card to stop the transition for them. So then you have that guy, and then you have two other people who are creative in front of him. So that would initially that would have been De Bruyne and David Silva, and then they have the creativity to go on and and Gundogan, but they have the creativity to go into the other box and try and score goals and create assists. And then they have this one good, I'd say, destroyer in the middle who is just supposed to stop all the danger before it comes back. The only problem is I don't think they did it in the same way Kante did it, because I think Kante was better with tackling. I think they took the Casemiro route, and they were more like getting fouls that are fouls but are not yellow cards, if you know that's little in between, but just finding a way to stop the transition before it happens, so that the only time you're ever really vulnerable is when you're out of possession. So as soon as you lose possession, you just try and immediately get possession or put an end to the opponent's attack.
Manchester City.
And to build on that, look, like the soft midfield that you mentioned, look, at this point in time, you can't pair Nico Gonzalez with Bernardo Silva or have him dropping. Even Reinders is a better option, but I've seen games where he paired Bernardo Silva and Nico
Bernardo
Gonzalez.
Silva was playing really deep.
Yeah, was playing really deep. And in other games, he paired Nico Gonzalez with Phil Foden.
Yeah.
In those kind of games, then you must be playing against really, really soft opposition, because if you play against any credible opposition, they will take advantage of that midfield.
Yeah.
They will take advantage of it, and that has been the issue.
Look, today is one of those days. I think we are in for a surprise game. I'll tell you why. I haven't liked the efficiency of their wingers. Look, one of the reasons why Guardiola's Manchester City teams became great is the unpredictability and the level of production of the wingers. Like, people forget very easily in football. Raheem Sterling at Manchester City was an absolute world-class feast, like week in, week out. He had the luxury of missing at least 2 chances every game and still getting 2 goals on the day. Like, that's how good he became. If the ball was at the far post, Raheem Sterling was going to be there. And then there was Riyad Mahrez on the other side, every day cooking, like coming inside, careless assist, like he was doing it all. If you look at the kind of wingers they have now, Foden is not really a winger, but as for Foden, his reputation is on the line, because after becoming league MVP, he has dropped to like very average player levels. Like, I'm not sure what's going on with him. He's not cutting it. Jeremy Doku was on autopilot for a lot of last season. In the last 3 or 4 games or so, I think he's been decent.
I think just this season. I think just from the start of the season, I think
he's looked more spirited this season. So I'd give him that. So as for him, it looks like he's trying to like up his game. Foden, I don't know about him, man.
Savinho.
Yeah, Charlie, don't talk about that guy. That guy went to what's the name, Girona, and looked like an absolute world-class talent. I'm not sure why he can't translate that. He can't get past his man. He can cross the ball. He can't score. I'm not sure what's going on. So Manchester City have really had
into the team. Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, Spurs offered 70 million for him in the summer, so I'm surprised why they didn't cash in on him. Yeah. Just on Man City, I find
he has a bad agent. He fires agent. I thought he was going to go. His move collapsed, and then this guy ended up making the move. Simmons made the move.
He hasn't done much better either. But with Man City, I think it's interesting to point out that Pep's insistence. We noted yesterday that Guardiola, Arteta has preferred to use centre-back hybrids as his fullbacks. Guardiola too has now been insistent on using midfielders. So now he's using Nico O'Reilly and Matthias Nunes, who are both
just go and buy a midfielder.
And he has fullbacks on the bench. He has Ainuri on the bench.
You've not forgotten about him. I've completely forgotten they even bought Ryan Ainuri. Like, completely wasting. He got injured for like a long spell though, and then he's come back and he's not been able to come back into
I think
the
he's
team.
also one of the same Frimpong problem. They don't look as good in a 4-back system.
Yeah, he's a wing back, really. To be honest, he's a wing back. To be fair to him, and playing him in this system would help. But kickoff is upon us. I mean, the game has kicked off. Manchester City, remember, they lost their last game at home in the Champions League to Bayer Leverkusen. So Guardiola obviously will be expecting some kind of reaction. If you are tuned in, it's the Republic of Football, live on 97.3 City FM. We're on radio.
But Man City will win though. Yeah, they have their issues, but yeah, I see them winning.
I think they'll be in for a tough game. I don't know about win.
To give an update, I think Bayern Munich are 1-0 down against St. Pauli in the Bundesliga. City have scored.
Okay, that's early. Phil Foden had us talking about him. Had us saying that what is this new hair?
We got a new barber. I don't know if it's working out.
So Manchester City are up by a goal already in 60 seconds. Yeah. Quick action, really. Let's see the replay again for the goal, and then we can try and break it down for you. But looks like Leeds left their brain in the dressing room and didn't come out with it. Still cold. Look at that sequence again. So long ball to the flanks. The same flanks were criticizing. Yeah.
So Nunes.
Plays the 1-2. Mateus Nunes. He did all the hard work I like that. Bernardo Silva, Mateus Nunes combining. That's a really good cross. Phil Foden with a good touch to give them the lead. I need to see who was sleeping on the job. But
he couldn't track his man.
No, but if you are caught in the 1-2, like they are both overloading you and they play a 1-2, there's nothing you can do really.
No, but in that sense, why didn't you track your man? Why do you allow him to even get to play
the
quick interchange of passes?
There's that. So
and it's not like you don't have the speed to match him.
Mm-hmm.
You do. So that's where the football IQ issue comes in. So
well, for Foden,
surprised.
Yeah, Foden gives Manchester City the lead. Had us saying that he's not been productive. Decided to show us that he still has the juice. Let's see how.
I think he's been a bit better this season. Obviously, the argument would also be that now when City are playing well, that's when he's also now coming to the fore.
Yeah.
But for him, he has to work really, really hard. He has to hit at least 20 goals before he gets in ahead of Morgan Rogers and Jude Bellingham on that pecking order.
20 goals is a lot. Foden is not getting 20 goals.
Then he'll go to the World Cup.
Oh, Charlie, are you sure about that?
Oh no, he'll go to the World Cup.
He made the. Tuchel said he doesn't plan on using him. He plans on using him centrally within midfield.
Yeah,
and
that's where the issue is.
He would be behind the 10.
And that's where the
and to be fair, no one's even talking about. I don't think Eze will be on the left. I think Eze right now should actually be the starting 10. Before we even get
England play with a 10.
And that's what I'm saying. Look, yes, they do.
So three-man midfield.
But when they in real time,
so
they do a two
anchor man, box to box,
and number 10. Yes,
advanced playmaker.
Elliot Anderson is the DM, anchor man. The box to box is Declan Rice, and number 10 is Morgan Rogers or Jude Bellingham.
And I think on the wing, Saka and either Gordon or Madueke have both of those. I think Gordon is more certain to start on that left side for them.
Gordon has not scored. What was the last time Gordon scored?
I saw that. I think it's January. I think it's somewhere in January this year.
How is he getting away? And how is he a sure money slot for the World Cup?
He plays well when he plays for England. They have that slight bias.
And on top of that, he does well defensively. I mean, he always covers for Nico O'Reilly when
he works hard. He works really hard for the team too.
Because England don't have like a top level out and out left full back, because the options that they aren't necessarily out and out left full back.
What a left full back?
I mean, Livramento if he's fit, but I don't think
he's right footed.
Plays both ways actually. I've seen him play him at left back multiple times.
Then there's Spence. He's right footed, but he's playing at left full back. There's Nico O'Reilly. He's a midfield winger and he's playing at left full back. There's Lewis Kelly. He's not a full back. So there are options. If you go meet a top level winger, he can expose you. So in that sense, if you have a guy who is very workaholic and tracks back to cover or offer support defensively to the left full back, it's always a trump card. And so that's how he gets in. And on top of that, like Kwachi said, for some reason, he does well when he plays for England. And so he always has some kind of backing, more or less.
You're forgetting Cole Palmer. How does Palmer fit in all of this?
That's why I'm saying, like, Phil Foden there, he will go. He will go. He will make. I doubt it.
To be honest, the way Tuchel is moving, I think Bellingham might be the.
Won't they play Palmer on the right side?
No, he play Palmer.
So it's Palmer or Saka, or they're going to play him centrally?
On the right side, they have multiple options. So you'll be wasting his talent because Bukayo Saka is there, Madueke is there. Even Jared
Rodgers has been better for England than Foden recently. And Tuchel actually prefers Rodgers.
Yes. Talent-wise, he's not better than Foden.
Kwame 357, we see you.
Sorry. Yeah. Talent-wise, he's not better than Foden. No one would argue that. Yeah. But Foden is not playing as good as Morgan Rogers, and hasn't played as good or as well as Morgan Rogers. Over the past 2 seasons.
He's more versatile too.
Yes.
He can play CM, he can play left wing, right wing, number 10. He can play shadow striker. Like he can dribble, he can bulldoze his way.
Since last season,
also in the pressing.
Foden definitely has better technique and better dribbling and all that stuff.
But I'd also argue that off the ball, Morgan Rogers is slightly better.
Yeah, because of his speed.
Yeah.
So there's all since last season, Morgan Rogers has been better than Foden. And
Tuchel likes terrorist football. So, I mean, he would prefer players. He prefers like athletic, strong, tall players to like finesse dribblers. Yes. Like if you've been watching him, like I said, if Tuchel the going gets tough for him, his teams are so hard to watch. I'm really like looking forward to watching England because Gareth Southgate got
pretty much did the same thing,
consistently
yeah.
vilified for apparently putting the brakes on England. I want to see all of the
And
YouTube
Kwachi
messages.
made it like,
I'll get into a few more
It
thoughts.
might
So,
end up dropping
Yeah.
to Bellingham. Honestly.
Samuel Nugba says, prediction, Man City 4, Leeds 0. Tomorrow the Blues will show up against a strong Arsenal side. Will I am 01 says that's why City always come back because Pep can buy and dispose of any player. Kwame 357 is asking if Ethan Ampedu can play for Ghana. He's played for Wales.
No, he's played for
Wales like multiple times, like too
tournaments.
many times, I think.
Nah.
Yeah, he's like not eligible. I think
No.
he's far gone.
That ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah. Nanaya Boateng 507 says Man City had Gareth Barry. Oh my goodness. Gareth Barry,
True.
Nigel De Jong, and Yaya Toure. What a time. He started disposing of them. But yeah, Gareth Barry was the guy. I think does he hold the record for most Premier League appearances?
Yeah, but
or
I think
James Milner.
Milner is I think 8 appearances away from it right now. So
Big deal.
Gareth Barry.
Big deal. Gareth Barry was so good. I think he finished playing and then moved to go and live in America or something like that. Very interesting character. Anyway, more messages. Please do send them. Send your predictions as well. It's 8 minutes played. We had a very quick start to this game. Manchester City taking the lead through Phil Foden very early. Leeds United look like they can conjure a response, and our good friend Wilfried Gnonto, aka the Italian Kamaldeen, on the ball. You want to say? seat. This is the Republic of Football. We are live on 97.3 City FM. We're also live on YouTube at City Sports GH. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're live on X or Twitter at the official City 973 handle. We've just gotten into the 3 p.m. batch of matches in the English Premier League. Manchester City are up against Leeds. Bayern Munich have equalized in their game against, I believe, it's St. Pauli. It's 1-1. So St. Pauli taking the lead earlier and Bayern getting back on level terms. Bayern have been conceding a lot of goals. A lot of goals. I don't know. Last week they went down by 2-0 and then managed to come back and eventually won the game by 6-2. So long ball. Oh, come on, St. Pauli. That's some embarrassing defending. I don't know. Long ball in, possibly a tangle of legs in there, and then who's the goal scorer? I think is Luis Diaz.
He gave the pass. He gave the assist.
So he fell in the box actually, and then he managed to poke the ball into the path of a teammate. Number 22. Who is this?
Guerrero.
Rafael Guerrero.
Yeah, former Dortmund.
Left fullback.
Yeah,
what is he?
Dortmund.
Left wing back. What is he doing in the box then? Anyway, very interesting. Yeah, I'll just snap thoughts on Bayern and what they are doing. Lost the game to Arsenal in midweek. Yeah. Company has been heated since.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, if you are unbeaten in the whole season and the big game like this, you end up losing your unbeaten streak, and the way they lost it, it was. I mean, for a team that has so much pride, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and the fact that this was a statement game, and you lost a statement game. It will definitely get him.
But
pissed.
they've been whooping Arsenal for a minute, so Arsenal also had a lot of pride on the line. If I would say, because Arsenal have taken some beating at the hands of Bayern in the Champions League, 5-4, like really like colossal numbers.
Yeah, and so once you drop those kind of games, I mean, it will definitely stink, especially for a very competitive guy like Vincent Kompany. And so he will definitely be edgy, and I'm hoping that he didn't release that side of him or unleash that side of him that I saw in one of the Burnley documentaries, where he was having to go at one of the players like, don't test me. Like he would think that it was the player Vincent Kompany and not the coach Vincent Kompany. And so I think he had a few words for the Bayern Munich players. But look, Luis Diaz, I love that kind of player. He fell in the box, but because of his scrappy mentality, like, I have to win this ball, I have to make something good out of this ball.
Some things you just can't teach a player.
I mean, he grew up poor in Colombia,
some things you just can't teach a player.
He wants that. He wants it.
Yeah.
He knows that this is my time, and he won't let it go. And
extra scrappy.
Yeah, that scrappiness and the awareness to use the back of his foot.
Liverpool need that scrappiness right now. They don't have it.
To use the back of his foot while on the turf to just hit it back to his teammate for his teammate to tag that ball in. Yeah, just a wonderful player. And I saw that goal he scored. Was it against Frankfurt? From that acute angle where a pass from his teammate looked like it was lost, but he didn't give up on the play. He chased the ball down, slid and got to keep the ball in play. Yeah. Then just killed an absolutely beauty of a goal into the goal. And so for me, honestly, he's one of those players that I really love watching because of his application to the game, his mentality about him, and the fact that he's a never give up guy. He's scrappy. He has technical quality, but he has that feistiness to his game, and that's what I really love about him, and that's what I want in a winger.
Well, talking about wingers and players in the Bundesliga, I mean, just talking about St. Pauli, I think Kofi used to play for St. Pauli before he moved to Freiburg. A month or so ago, I saw some news that he was nearing recovery. He's been out for 3 years. With a cruciate ligament injury. Apparently, he's near return, so that is some good news. His influence extends to what the last, I think, Black Star squad of the 2021 African Cup of Nations. That's the last time, and then the World Cup at Qatar.
Yeah, especially that Comoros game, the one Ghana lost to Comoros.
Yeah, I really like his game. I'm just gutted that he's had to be out this long. So Daniel Kofi, I'll try and look for a more recent update on how he's doing so far, so I can share that with you, just so we can all be in the know.
This wild thought just flashed through in my mind. Like, okay, let's say he comes back and he hits the ground running.
If he comes
where would
back,
he fit in this
if he comes back,
squad?
If he comes back and Partey, if Caleb Urenchi can play at number 6 role for us, Partey 8, Kofi 10, we're in a good place. I'm telling you. If he's in a good form, we're in a good place. Unless Urenchi can't anchor the midfield.
I will bench Urenchi and I will have Partey play as a DM.
6.
Because 6. At this stage in his career, having him play as a 8, go come. No.
Yeah. Fair.
Play him as a DM.
Fair.
Have Kofi as the 8. Have Kofi as an 8. I play with three at the back and 4 in the middle. So Kofi and Daniel Thomas Partey in the middle. Then you have your wing backs. Then 2 behind the striker. Yes, that's how I would ideally set up this Black Star squad.
That'll be interesting. But yeah, big shout outs to Daniel Kofi, a good player on this day. Like I'm saying, I'm trying to get a more recent update. Talking about updates and players, Daniel Opare retired this week. Daniel Opare, hey Charlie, that be some guy. See, oh my goodness, Daniel Opare of the under 20 World Cup winning squad. He was, so our fullbacks were Daniel Opare and Samuel Nkunku in that competition.
Yeah. I even remember him from the tournament prior, the under 17 World Cup, the Celestete squad that went to South Korea. And they played against. We made it to the semi-final. And we played against Spain. Bojan Kekic. That goal he scored to get Spain the win over Ghana. Then we ended up playing in the 3rd and 4th place game, and it was Toni Kroos that led Germany to beat us. So we ended up finishing 4th. Then 2 years later, core of that team got promoted to the under 20 side. Then they added Didayu, they added Ransford Osei, then Samuel Nkunku and a couple of guys in there. Then boom.
Let me give you a little update. So AFC Bournemouth have scored again. Tyler Adams has given them a 2-goal cushion against Sunderland. There's 22 minutes played in that game. So Sunderland are at the Stadium of Lights. They are losing by 2-0. Hopefully they can make this game a little more competitive. But Opare, I believe, was at the Real Madrid Cantera at a point and was almost on the verge of making like a first team appearance. He's had very interesting moments in his career. At a point, I think he was at Augsburg and wanted to make a move to Schalke, I think, and then he was caught on camera or on video with officials of Schalke before the move could happen. Then the transfer eventually collapsed. Ended up at Standard Liège. Played for a while in the Belgian Jupiler League. I think the last team he played for was RC Serrain. I'll check that. But he's been around. I always used to be one of my favorite players. Very stubborn fullback. Very stubborn guy.
And discipline too was one of the issues that held him back. In discipline, that until the boy know the here.
That's so yeah, ding.
That's so yeah, ding.
Daniel Opare. Very interesting character.
And discipline also worried him.
Played for Besiktas as well.
But all in all,
played for quite a number of teams.
The issues
had a good career.
Considering the issues we've highlighted, the indiscipline, the injuries.
I think he had a good career.
I think he had a good career.
I like that Opare. Very, very interesting character. We wish him a happy retirement. He's 35 years old, so it's decent. Look, very few Ghanaian players have the will and the guts to actually say that they have retired. There are a lot of players who have been away from the green field for a long time and still can't officially declare their retirement.
And give it up.
For Daniel Opare. Then Opare, I'm happy for him.
But fullbacks,
very good career.
For Ghana to have Samuel Nkume and Daniel Opare in that
and
right,
then there was Harris
Naffle
came out. So that was a golden age of fullbacks for us. And
that issue, so
that's why it's glaring now.
Yes.
Because in the past we had like a bulk of like options to choose from. Opare, Ado, so we went from Paintil to
Papo, Aduke
Papo now Nyade.
No, Nyade, but at least he was consistent. He was solid enough.
Yeah.
Looks like Man City
has scored again.
Man, your score Vardio 2-0. Leeds United are disappointing me. This is a game I thought they could give Manchester City a run for them.
So
but Manchester City made plenty changes in midweek. In that Leverkusen game.
10 players in midweek. That midweek game that lost to Bayer Leverkusen.
Mm-hmm.
He made 10 changes. He benched Haaland, Donnarumma. He started James Trafford.
Leeds are complaining about a foul on the goalkeeper. I don't think.
Oh, I don't think it will stand. He should have been stronger.
Let's see this again.
He should have been stronger.
Oh, that's regular player marking the goalkeeper.
He also had to get Bernardo Silva out of his way.
I mean, Bernardo Silva.
It's Bernardo Silva.
That's a good goal. Manchester City up by 2 goals to 0. Somebody.
I mean, after Aduke Papo, then Hansi Dusape came in.
Yeah.
On that left side, left full back. Then Harris Nafu took over. So yeah, we've had decent,
really decent fullbacks.
These days, yeah, and it hurts our creativity because if the creativity is not coming through the middle, it has to go through the wings, and the fullbacks, they are not delivering, especially when we don't start out and out wingers, because now these days we start Kudus and Antoine Semenyo, there's Iñaki Williams also in there.
Let me tell you what's happening. Let's go to Spain real quick. It's 10 minutes between Barcelona and Alaves. It's 1-1 already. So Alaves scored in the first minute, Ketsi Ibanez, and then Lamine Yamal, assisted by Rafinha, has scored.
It's
I believe Alaves
he can't win. That's the point. He can't win. When he does this, it's against Alaves.
Oh, at this point, he has graduated beyond.
But that's what the people on social media were saying, that he's been playing easy opponents in La Liga. When he meets the big boys, then he wilts. I mean, it's not all true. It's partly agenda, but the truth is that in the last couple of big games he's played, he's not been like
just another update. The Man City goal is being checked right now. They have I think they are going for a possible offside for Bernardo Silva was on the line from blocking the keeper. Mm-hmm. So it looks like in the second phase of play, they are checking if the ball he might have interfered with play from an offside position.
So let's wait for the updates to come through on that. But like I said, Barcelona and Deportivo Alaves are drawing 1-1. It looks like let me see. They're taking too long in giving us a decision on that one. Look at him breaking ankles. Lamine Yamal, they say you should do this against Nuno Mendes and Cucurella. Anyway, this one says that good afternoon, my people. Uche, big shout outs to Uche from Kaneshi. You've become a staple on the show lately. Says off and on the pitch, Esteval William is better than Yamal. Man United will shock Palace tomorrow. Charlie, times have changed. United beating Palace should not be a shock.
Wait, Kwame 357 says Daniel Amate says he's coming back to football.
Oh, let's not do this. Let's not do that. I bumped into Daniel Amate at the gym a while ago. He came in with former Mediama goalkeeper Muntari Tego. So they've been rolling together. They came through the gym. This was just before he made his move to Besiktas. So this is like 2 years ago, a year and a half, just about 2 years ago. I haven't seen him since. So hopefully he comes through one of these days. Coming back to football, as in, these days you can come back to a lot of types of football. You know, Gerard Piqué has his 7-a-side league in Spain. You can come back to that. There's futsal. I don't know about pro football, man. I don't know. How does Amate now?
There's tech ball too.
I think
tech ball is becoming popular.
Yeah, there's
actually.
tech ball, so you can come in. Amate should be around 34.
30.
Let me see that. Let me verify that real quick.
Just another on that. The goal has stood. Man City.
No, Amate is 30 years. He's not even old. He's 30. Yeah, I'm telling you, 1994. He's 30 years. Don't rub your head. He's 30 years.
I mean, he'll be 31 this
I
year.
feel like he's one of those guys who has been around for such a long time. We think that he probably is older than he actually is, because even back then played for Leicester City for a very long time.
I mean, he was in the champion, the Leicester
FC Copenhagen, I think.
Yeah,
he was quite a number winning Leicester team.
Yeah, he was in the Premier League winning team. Yeah,
that's nearly 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Then he was 20 then.
Possible.
Okay, I mean,
it's possible.
Yeah, but he spent a long time in the Danish league.
Yep.
So yeah,
before he came to Leicester.
Played for Jørgen. Yeah, played for Jørgen in 2014, and then moved to FC Copenhagen in 2016, and then played 2016 to 2023. He all that time. I think he was doing his thing at Leicester City, and then moved to Besiktas.
He was on the books of Leicester,
yeah,
but he was playing on loan at
he moved on loan multiple times, but had his spells here and there. He can come back. He's a young guy. He can come back. I mean, he can play the much slower league. Depends. The much slower league.
I mean, at 30, I mean, his career should just be beginning.
At 30, you shouldn't be. Yeah. If you are not being deceptive about your age, at 30 you should be playing. Like, come on, look at Cristiano Ronaldo.
About Kwame, why is he mentioning? Why is he tagging me that Yao Mita is older than Amati? Kwame 357, Charlie, for sure no.
He can't believe it, man. Amati, come on, blood. He can play in some other leagues. To be honest, he can play in some. Other leagues. He can play in the Super League. So hopefully.
I mean, like I'm saying, if he's really 30, he could play in the Premier League.
What do you mean, if he's really 30? That's his age.
He's 30.
It's official document.
He's really 30.
If he's really 30.
That guy. Shout outs to Daniel Amate, man. Done some interesting stuff. The last time he was in the Black Stars jersey, he was up to some very interesting shenanigans. Things have happened though. Things have really
and wrapped the national flag around.
Things have really happened in recent times, but hey.
Well, you saw him live.
I saw him
umpiring
doing his thing, but he went and deleted everything Black Stars from his Instagram in the aftermath. We've seen a lot of things out here. Anyway, in the Barca game, is 15 minutes played. It's still 1-1. Deportivo Alaves, very interesting team. Once upon a time, you used to have a few Ghanaians in there. Yeah. Mubarak Wakaso played for Deportivo Alaves. Wakaso is a La Liga veteran, you know.
Played for Villarreal, played for Alaves.
Played for
Elche. Elche, yeah.
Yep, played for Elche. I think there should be one more even. I used to have a Villarreal Wakaso jersey. Yeah, he gave that to me. Kind courtesy of my good friend Rahman Osman. He brought us Wakaso jerseys back in the day. I don't even know where it is. A really good jersey. Yeah, guy.
You should have the collection. We should put it all together.
You know, he's had a pretty decent La Liga career.
No, I'm saying you, because you have a collection of jerseys. I do. So you should put it together. You should have your own.
Everything is scattered.
You should have your own museum. Frame it all up. Yeah,
they can. The thing with jerseys is they don't age well. Like, you need to be extra careful with them. So I still have my Richmond Boachea of AFCON jersey from, I think it was Cameroon. Yeah, the Cameroon tournament. I have a Partey jersey. I have Wakaso. I have a Clifford Abuaji jersey from Atlas.
You have the I remember the Fosu one.
Yeah, I have Timothy Fosu from Leverkusen.
Yeah,
I like that jersey. Shout out to Timothy Fosu, man. Where's he now? I should check on him. Timothy Fosu, part of the Bayer Leverkusen team that won the league. Didn't play much, but still got his medal. He's a free agent now, I think. From what I am seeing, when he left Leverkusen, where did he go? Hold on, let me check that out real quick. Former United product. I remember his United spell. Suffered a cruciate ligament injury. In fact, he's had two cruciate ligament injuries. Suffered one at United and another one at Leverkusen. And Charlie, at least go through it. I saw him. I remember I interviewed him when he came to Ghana. I was looking at his knee and I'm like, whoa, like, Charlie, I'm sure they put all kinds of metals and bolts and nuts in there, Charlie. This life.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, shout outs to him. Tim Fosu Mensah. Yeah, Charlie. He understands the Ghana life. He's a Ghana boy. He's been coming to Ghana every now and then. Yeah, he comes to Ghana every now and then. I mean, his parents are pretty connected to
the motherland.
Yeah, so you're one of those guys. You know, you might just poke his head in this dirty December. Oh yeah, you know, yeah, very interesting. He's been with our club since 2024. Left Leverkusen. I think he's probably trying to work out a deal. I'm sure you pop up in the Eredivisie or Bundesliga or even the Jupiler League somewhere, because you know how the Dutch people in Netherlands, when they move in that radius. Germany, Belgium, yeah, in that vein. So shout outs to him.
And maybe Austria.
Possible, Austria, very possible.
Austria, yeah.
Play for Rapid Vienna or Salzburg, very possible. Anyway, let's get to more updates. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996 is the Republic of Football, and it's live here on 97.3 City FM. Let's get to the Premier League. So it's still goalless between Brentford and Burnley. I'm surprised. I thought that the two teams would have shown more firepower and would have had more goal mouth action. Man City leading by 2-0. Sunderland have gotten a goal back in their game against AFC Bournemouth. So it's game on. 35 minutes played. I'm trying to bring you the confirmed goal scorer.
I think it's Enzo Lefebvre.
Enzo Lefebvre, good. So penalty. Enzo Lefebvre, French international, right? Left-footed French international. Was he in the La Liga team before he made the move? I think he was playing for Las Palmas. He's a very good player, actually.
I mean, the recruitment has been top level players, to be fair.
No, he was in Italy rather with AS Roma.
AS Roma, eh?
Yeah.
Very good player, actually. I like him. Very cultured left-footed guy. I thought he had played in Spain for a bit.
Yeah, I checked. He had played for Lorient, then moved over to AS Roma, then over to Sunderland.
Yeah, still just 25 years old. Very, very good player. I like him. Generally. I'm not sure how he takes to life generally in the Premier League, but if he's taken, the boys are misbehaving.
Yeah, in the YouTube with the age thing.
Charlie, why are they doing this? They are doing their own thing, all kinds of nicknames floating around in the YouTube comments. But hey, let's get some thoughts on the Barca game. 1-1 so far. We have some pictures on our screen, crisp, pretty much. Barca would probably, Charlie, the new Camp Nou pitch is so good. Goodness.
It's good. It's really good.
Charlie, like you can tell.
They play 20 minutes on this pitch, but if you tune in, it's barely like it looks like it's barely had a scratch. If you look at it from the long shot, close up shot, you find a few skid marks.
Almost looks artificial from a distance.
But I think
is it a mix? A hybrid?
It should be a mix.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like natural grass. I don't know,
but I think it's natural because these days you look at how even the Bernabeu, how it got revamped. So what they do is it's natural grass, but they break it down into layers, it's like carpet. So they'll slice it up into different sections, and each section can be moved to an underground set.
So it's a hybrid pitch.
It's a hybrid pitch.
Okay. Yeah. Natural grass reinforced with synthetic fibers. Now they say the system provides a more stable, consistent playing surface than 100% natural grass, while being primarily natural turf. So 95% natural grass, 5% synthetic fibers.
Yes. Yeah. So pretty much natural. Yeah, because 95%. Yeah. So pretty much natural, and that's what these days a lot of the top clubs
just mix it up.
Mix it up, and what they do is, it's like I said, it's broken down into layers. So once the game is done, they break it down to layers and they lower each section into an underground compartment or chamber.
I've seen a documentary of that thing.
The Real Madrid bit to that's what they do, and that's what they did to replace their playing surface and laid it with a new playing surface ahead of the NFL game that was played there.
You mean they don't just go and water the grass before the game?
Oh no, they don't water it. Even in those cold countries, once they drop it into those underground chambers, they have some UV lights that they use to ensure that the grass grows, because those Denmark and those places, they don't have too much sunlight, so they use those UV light to replace sunlight so that photosynthesis can happen and the grass can grow. Then once it grows, then they raise it back to the surface level. Then they give it a good trim with the mowers and all. Then it becomes playable, and that's how they move.
So teams investing a lot of monies in these things. Real Madrid, I hear, paid close to $100 million for that technology.
Yes, because there's also tennis courts too. They also have tennis courts too, where they can. So once they take out the pitch, they can replace it with a tennis court.
So Florentino Perez is just making sure that once he's done with his tenure, if he's ever done, he will be in the books as Real Madrid's greatest ever president of all time. Like, he's making sure that, I mean, he already is, but he's making sure that it will be almost impossible to surpass him, because he's already built Valdebebas City. They rebuilt that whole training center from ground up with multiple pitches. The stuff United did a video slide on. Real Madrid had done it 3 seasons before, and then they came back and remodeled the Bernabeu. He's done all of that stuff, won crazy amount of trophies. I'm sure he's busy cooking up another project, Super League agenda somewhere. He never stops.
I mean, because the main motive behind these kind of development, redevelopment, renovations, upgrade, is to ensure that they fine-tune those infrastructure to ensure that it becomes a 24-hour money-making machine. So you can, one moment the Bernabeu is a concert. It's a concert. It's a location of a concert, music concert. Taylor Swift, her tour. One of the leg of the tour was in Madrid at the Bernabeu. Then the next moment is hosting an NFL game. The next moment is hosting a tennis competition. Then you have your regular football, league football, Champions League, all of those things. So 24 hours is working. That's how you I know we can't afford that grass technology and that state of the art stuff, but we can come close. Like we in building it, I think we should build a new stadium. In building that new stadium, we can come close. We can do something. I mean, pretty modern. And you want to know the crazy thing? You wouldn't need a crazy amount of money beyond what we've already spent before. So, for instance, Morocco, where we played our not where we played our game, where one of the playoff games for the African qualifiers to the Intercontinental Playoffs took place, it got broken down and got redeveloped at a cost of $22 million, which is far less than the money we spent on finishing up the Legon Stadium, which cost $34 million, which was already 60% complete.
It's like the African Games budget could have done like a few
easy.
1 or 2.
Oh, easy. I mean, everyone should hop on. Look, we are on YouTube, but just a sidetrack. Just hop on YouTube and look at the AFC Bournemouth training facility. They built it with what?
23 million.
23 million. And it's
that facility
plus world class.
Charlie.
But Legon Stadium was 60%, 70% complete. It got, improved.
A heavy cash injection.
Improved.
Doesn't have a world class scoreboard. Can't host world class matches.
Over 30
doesn't
million,
have a world class media center. Nothing.
Over $30 million. And you look at the pitch. Let's forget about the other facilities. The pitch.
It's actually not a standard facility.
The pitch.
Barcelona have taken the lead. Let me give you a quick update from that one. I will get to that in a bit, but yes, it's about 21 minutes played in that Barca versus Deportivo Alaves game. It's Barca up by 2-1. So goal scorer Dani Olmo. 26 minutes played actually. Dani Olmo getting that particular one. So 2-1 Barcelona. Barca looking to redeem themselves after being embarrassed by Chelsea Football Club. Somebody says that Barcelona underestimated Chelsea coming into that game. I don't know if that's true. Barca were missing a lot of players, but even that's not an excuse. Chelsea have their own absentees. In the end, I think Chelsea just had them figured out. So Rafinha has been credited with this one. Little bit of a changeover. Lewandowski's been credited with the Yamal assist, with the Yamal goal as the assister, and then Rafinha has been credited with the assist for this one. Just snap thoughts on that game.
Oh, no surprise in there. I mean, the quality will always come to the fore. Barca have a quality side, and against Alaves, despite the injuries and absentees that they have, it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But it's against those top tier teams like Chelsea where the absentees bit will become an issue, because in that sense you cannot match the depth of the other team, and that's when the issue comes in, and you more or less have to miss profile players, force players to play in positions that they aren't too comfortable with. And because if you are playing Eric Garcia as a DM against Alaves, it's no big deal. Even though Pedri isn't around, it's no big deal. And you have to force Fermin Lopez to play a little bit deeper than usual. It's no big deal. But when you're playing against Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, those top level teams, and you are playing Eric Garcia as a DM, you will be exposed. He will be exposed, and your team will be exposed. And so I'm not surprised that they've been able to get the lead close to the 30th minute. And I expect them to get at least 2 more. To be able to make the results very, very safe and more or less redeem themselves a little bit after that embarrassing performance against Chelsea.
Well, 3-0 it was. Quick thoughts on the Barca game. They are up by 2-1.
The Barca they've been okay. They haven't been particularly impressive throughout the whole game. It's interesting to see Rafinha with the captain's armband. He's one of their captains now.
Oh, yeah, he's like the main captain.
Yeah, De Jong.
No, Araujo should be the main captain. I mean, when he's playing, I don't think.
He's not playing.
Surprisingly, they sent out a word that he would not be fit for this weekend, which is surprising. But beyond that, I think they've been good in terms of the league.
How are you captain when you don't even have like a regular place in the team, like a standard regular Araujo?
Yeah, I think it's because
there's a whole La Masia connection. Yeah. He came up from. I mean, I personally am not convinced why he's still in the team, talkers of being the captain. But
it's a very weird captain choice for me.
I'm surprised Lewandowski isn't one of their captains, even because if Rafinha is being given the captaincy for
the last time I saw Lewa play, he was wearing the armband last week.
I think the Araujo bit will be more of like a player kind of vote, where your peers.
He's quite young. I'd be surprised if.
Yeah. Oh, but I don't think the age.
Oh, hasn't got anything to do with it.
Yeah, because
I mean the players that all of the average age was like 25, 26.
Yeah.
So
and I remember Aaron Ramsey at the time he was like 23, 24 was the Wolves captain. Yeah. Like the Wolves captain. And
De Ligt was captain of
a lot of
around.
In fact, a lot of captains start out really young.
Yeah. So
this guy who came to Liverpool used to be PSG captain back in the day. That Santo guy, Mamadou Sakho. Used to be PSG captain.
Yeah, I think once they recognize, your peers recognize that, you have those leadership qualities in there, and the chance pops up, they'll vote you in as the captain.
Yeah, some teams have very young, influential players, so, I mean, they don't have an option, really. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, but maybe I haven't seen enough performances of him, but I don't think he's been playing at a level where Araujo.
Oh, of course, no. He's not a guy like he's top tier. No.
Well, there's been talk of him being moved on. I don't know if it will ever happen.
Well, I mean, there was time where there was genuine interest in him, and I think Barca should have cashed out at the time where.
From where? Saudi Arabia?
I think the
Premier League.
I think the Premier League.
How much are they pricing him at?
I mean, it depends on how much. You know how Barca have release clauses. They have these really silly release clauses, so I think you'd have to negotiate with them. And him being their captain and being from La Masia, I'm sure he had some extra value that made it difficult to negotiate. I mean, but with the prominence of Kubasi and some of the other that they could have reinvested
Eric
the
Garcia
money.
is still around. I mean, if they invest in a fullback, they can play Konde as a central defender.
Yeah, that's another good point too.
Yeah, so I mean, for Araujo, if a team shows up with 30 million,
I mean,
yes, 30 million.
Oh, but I mean, like Manuel said, he plays for Barca. That comes with his own taxes. He's whether he like it or not, he's captain.
Too little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Too little. I think that he's getting a bad rep in the press, but generally he's a decent player. And he's pretty young.
Player, but How much do you want him to be
very
sold?
much in the Calvin Bassey mode in terms of defenders. No, I'm not saying he's of that quality. I'm just talking about his reaction to
approach.
his approach to the defensive side
but
of the game.
How much do you value?
Probably 50. Probably 50.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no!
If Barca can't get 50 out of him, then he's not who they think he is. I'm telling you.
Of course, they know that he's not who they think he is, or who they thought he was. What? No. 50 million for Araujo. Which team will pay 50 million for Araujo?
I don't know.
No team will pay.
Premier League teams.
No Premier League team will pay 50 million for Araujo. No, Ben. No team will pay 50 million for Araujo.
Oh,
30 million, yes. 35, yes. Beyond 35, no team will pay 35 million for Araujo.
That's crazy.
No.
Anyway,
no team.
The release clause is €1 billion. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, they won't get to that point.
And it's just it won't get to that point. But it's, I mean, they said the same thing with Neymar. Obviously, I don't think it will happen with Araujo. But the whole point of the release clause being $1 billion is unless they want to sell the player to you, they have no reason to sell him at the price that you are quoting to them. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's right now. It just depends on how much Barca value him. I personally don't think Flick
values him.
He's let him down quite a lot.
Yes,
especially last season.
And this season,
and I don't think he's been as consistent as
they should. They should try as much as possible to sell him so that they can raise money to go get the long-term replacement for Lewandowski. So he should be He should be let go. He should be let go.
Let me give you some updates from Germany. So it's 1-1 still between Bayern and St. Pauli. It's 59 minutes played. Augsburg are completely being wiped off the face of the earth. 3-0 against Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim at home in this game. So Toure, Bergler, and Zeiger. That's an own goal. So 3-0 so far. So Hoffenheim coasting in that game. Union Berlin are leading Heidenheim by a goal to 0. And then there's Werder Bremen and FC Cologne. Werder Bremen FC Cologne is 1-0 advantage Werder Bremen. So good game so far. There's a big game to look forward to. There's Bayer Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund. That game is at 5:30. I will see if we can touch on that game a bit. If you go to Italy, Genoa finishing their game against Hellas Verona. It's 2-1 in that game. Genoa lead in that one. Parma are losing at home to Udine. That game is 2-0 as well. Udine are their wayside. They're winning that game.
Just a quick shout to Nicolo Zaniolo. He scored again today for Udine. He's
found home. I see.
I mean, Italian players, when they go back, they always show their
Italian players. That's what you see. I feel like the theory of them not leaving their country is justified. Like, they not wanting to leave. Very few Italian players make it out of Italy. Like, have long, illustrious careers out of Italy. If I think about it, Zola, last proper career out of Italy.
Balotelli, I mean, he went back for a bit.
Balotelli's career is a mixed bag. I think he's had a decent career, but I won't call that illustrious. If you compare Balotelli to Gianfranco Zola, you can't compare the two. Like, you can't compare the two. I think.
But the Leverkusen Dortmund game should be a good one. Mm-hmm. It's a big game. But yeah, I'm going with Leverkusen. They're playing at home after beating Man City at the Etihad against this very inconsistent Dortmund team. Yeah, I'm going with Leverkusen.
It's amazing how quick the narrative around you can change. Because at the start of the season, Leverkusen has all their good players.
Was just about to say that I wonder what things would have been like if Ten Hag was in charge. Has this been like a justified move on from it? I mean, clearly,
I think he would have been able to do well.
Steady the ship?
Yeah, steady the ship. Because they play how many games? He played about 3 games, 2 games, and that was it. So I think he would have been able to steady the ship.
But the thing is, like, the main point goes back to at least the way it was impressed was the players did not like you, and I don't think the longer he was there, he was going to endear himself much to them, and that could have affected how they would have performed for him in the end. I still think you got a very bad rep, and it's the Manchester United, like, I don't say decay, that's slightly offensive, but like there's a way people perceive you after.
Yeah, man lost this. Gnonto lost.
He went to sleep completely. look at how many they were in the box and still conceded the goal. There was 5 or 6 of them
Leeds
in the
United
box.
players.
Yep. It's half time in that Manchester City versus Leeds United game. It's 2-0, I believe. In that one, there's AC Milan Lazio to come later today. That should be a good game. Juventus play Cagliari. That should be a decent game as well. In the French League, Salisu Saraki has been racking up some man of the match award. So he picked up another man of the match award, I believe, in the Champions League
against Paphos. Yeah.
Yes, so
David Luiz's Paphos.
The team from Cyprus.
Yeah, Cyprus, yeah. And David Luiz scored in that game, and he became the second oldest player in Champions League history.
How old is David Luiz now? 41?
No, 39.
Hey, Charlie.
He played in the 2012 Champions League final. I mean, no, I think he played in the semi-final. I don't know if he played in the final.
For Chelsea
against Bayern.
David Luiz has had a really good career. Very crazy guy. Played for Arsenal too, I think. Took his craziness over there with his big hair. Yeah, I like him generally. But there's Monaco Paris Saint-Germain today. Big game. That game is just 5 minutes away actually. So we will be keeping an eye on that game because there's Ghanaian interest. So we will definitely keep our eye on that one.
And Paul Pogba is back. I mean, he played his first game in 2 years.
Yeah.
Last week.
What was he up to the whole time? Was he like...
It was injury recurrence. That's the whole time.
Trying to get back to fitness?
Yes, trying to get back to fitness. And he had some issues, setbacks. And last week, that's when he played his first game. And he was part of the team that traveled to Cyprus. They drew 2-2. And so, I'm pretty sure this game he'll play a part.
Let's talk about that Monaco PSG game for a bit. You know, I'm just looking at the lineup for the first time. I'm just looking at Monaco for the first time. This is an interesting team. So Lucas Radetsky, this is where he came after leaving Leverkusen. Interesting. He's in post for them. They play a 3-4-2-1 system. And then there's Thilo Kehrer, Salisu, and Jordan Teze. Jordan Teze, the Dutch international, can play. So
Kehrer, German,
can play at right back, can play at left back, can play at centre back as well. Then they have Van der Son, the Brazilian fullback, Lamine Camara, and Alexander Golovin, the Russian international. Very interesting player. Caio Henrique is the left fullback. So they have 2 Brazilian wing backs actually. Van der Son and Caio Henrique actually both wing backs, and then Minamino, Aklush, and Folarin Balogun.
Adams' goal was quite good.
Yeah, let me see that again.
Here's goal of the season contender.
I mean, yeah, sure, but it's. I think the keeper
from
was
his
off
own
his from inside the opponent's half. But I think the keeper being off his line helped him a lot.
Tyler Adams.
I mean, it's back-to-back weeks because Richarlison won last week. So.
But you see, that's when the weight of the game will be the determining factor.
This is crazy.
Because this is a game between Sunderland and AFC Bournemouth. But Richarlison scored his
in a North London
derby. But it was in a defeat. It was in a loss. So that's where the
context
matters. So that's where you'll be nitpicking, and that I wouldn't be surprised if this goal ends up beating out Richarlison's goal because it was in a win.
I mean, they haven't won yet, but I get your point.
True. They haven't won yet.
When you go to PSG, let me talk about PSG for a bit. So Lucas Chevalier. Charlie, look at what Luis Enrique he's playing Zaire Emery as a right back.
Yeah, he's been doing that for the past.
What's going on here?
I think all the coaches now know that when they're in possession, it makes like the more players you have who can actually control the ball is actually much better, and the transition into midfield. So in games where you have you have most of the ball, you can afford to even move one back, and then you can have 3 of them, and it's almost like a 3-back.
This is Monaco,
and I think I've seen this trend where from coaches across different leagues, across different clubs, that once you have the midfielder who is intelligent enough,
and they have 3 of them in this game: Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and Joao Neves.
Yes, they can transition easily from midfield to fullback to midfield. So we see that with Joshua Kimmich. We saw that with Philipp Lahm and Pep Guardiola. Even Partey, we've seen him play on multiple occasions as a right fullback. We've seen certain number of players also playing right now, Reece James.
Yeah.
He's being deployed in
midfield.
midfield.
I prefer the Reece James model rather than the Soboslai model, where it's like now you have a player who's expected to
Soboslai there by force. It's not because
yeah.
Soboslai's
ideally they won't do it.
Ideally they won't do it.
Yep.
But with this, they are not forced to do it. But he is doing it because.
Well, Nunes has been forced. Matthias Nunes was a midfielder. I'm still defending him as a midfielder.
No,
I mean, now he needs to.
Pep
play for
could
this
go out
team.
and buy a right back, but he hasn't.
Oh, he's bought a few. He brought Angelino in. He brought Gomez in.
But he sent Angelino out on.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He's had proper right backs, but constantly he keeps alternating. And we pointed out even from his start at City. So after the first season when he didn't like Clichy and Bakary Sanya, got rid of them. Then he got Walker and Benjamin Mendy. But even then, he was still alternating with how do you call it, Zinchenko coming. Because Zinchenko is also one of those players who was a midfielder. Yeah. Someone played him as a fullback, and now everyone thinks he's a fullback. And Fabian Delph too was a midfielder, but he was now operating as a.
Fabian Delph became so good as a fullback. Like, it's not even funny.
Yeah. So once you have a player who has the IQ.
Yeah.
And can play that transition from midfield to fullback to midfield, they can handle it.
But isn't it better when you use a fullback and then move the fullback in midfield, like the way he was doing with Cancelo?
Yeah,
I think that's much better than having, because if you come up against a very good defender who is actually a very good winger who is actually on his game, maybe
he can easily take you to the, and that's and that's the thing that a bit of worry that I have with the England national team, because there's only so much Lewis Kelly and Nico O'Reilly can do. But once you meet up against a top level team playing with a top level winger, they can take him to the cleaners and really mess your structure up.
Yep, I don't like it. I'm old school about football. Keep players in their positions and stop all of this experimenting with you can play at this and you can do at that. But
Thomas Frank, the Spurs game will come up later, and earlier this week they lost 5-3 to PSG, and Thomas Frank said that he sees Vitinha winning the Ballon d'Or for next year because Vitinha scored a hat-trick.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a bit outlandish, a bit of a stretch, but I checked the Ballon d'Or final rankings, and he finished third. And so,
and then he said he was a bit disappointed based on how well he thinks he has.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can argue.
Number 3 is
we can go back and forth, but I think Vitinha was vital to everything.
Especially if I think Rodri won the year before.
Yeah.
No, Rodri, his year they had
a Euros
continental football.
Yeah. So that definitely gave him some points.
For Vitinha to win, he needs Portugal to.
I mean, but he won the Nations League, and he
Nations League. Come on,
he won an international trophy with. Won in the tracking period. He won the relevant international trophy.
Yeah, but
and he got to the Club World Cup final. I think that obviously, even if they had won the Club World Cup final, I still think Dembele would have gone on to win it.
Talking about Dembele, he's on the PSG bench
so
today.
For Vitinha to win Ballon d'Or next year, Portugal have to win the World Cup.
Yeah. Anyway, we are keeping an eye on Salisu Saraki today.
Man of the match.
AS Monaco are playing at home. He has quite the challenge today. He's up against Kvaratskhelia, Mayulu, and Lee Kang-in. Guys, you know who's been very disappointing and has barely gotten a look at and should be looking to move in January? Gonzalo Ramos. But for almost 70 or 80, they paid a truckload of money for him. Another Jorge Mendes client. His agent has collected a lot of money. He's been literally wasting away on the PSG bench, and he's still there. He's not moving.
I think it's a coaching decision because every time they play him, 8 out of 10 times he scores.
So what is he doing there still?
I mean, I don't know how many teams can afford his wages.
Well, there's that. You're right. That's actually the stumbling block in going to teams like
I'm surprised
PSG and Manchester City.
Are able to constantly sell these.
No, it is Jorge Mendes. It is not Benfica. It is Jorge Mendes. A lot of the players. So he does two things. He has the network of Portuguese youngsters. Like almost every star level Portuguese youngster wants to sign with him because he can give your family a lot of money. He can support you. He can provide a car. Like he can give you the life that people dream of with their dream agent. That's the first thing. Then he owns part of the pipeline that comes out of South America. So, i.e., they buy cheap players from Vélez Sarsfield, Independiente, Cruzeiro, Palmeiras. Boca Juniors River Plate for so 300,000 euros, 200,000. Bring them to England or bring them to Portugal for a year, and then boom, 30-40 million. So they did same with young stuff from, I think it was Atletico Mineiro, a guy called Marcos Leonardo, like very good left-footed Brazilian wonder kid.
I think he's playing for Al Hilal.
He spent like 6 months at Benfica. Boom, he was gone. Like he didn't spend even 1 season. That's when I knew it was really crazy. So I was looking for him in one of the games I was playing. I'm like, yeah, I know this kid was at Benfica. Where is he now? Before I knew, the guy was at Saudi Arabia. I'm like, what's he doing there? Well, his agent has moved him, and you could tell probably that was the plan. Like, bring him to Europe, get him a little exposure, and then boom, off we go. So that's what happened. So as for Jorge Mendes, it's not like Benfica sell a lot of average players.
Not average players.
He knows how to market a player.
No, but the prices they get for them, like bad João Neves, and even João Neves, 120 million. Okay.
That was crazy. No, it was very crazy.
That's crazy.
That's the power of the agents.
Yeah, but they sold João Felix for 120 million.
That's what I'm saying.
They sold.
They all have the same. That's the denominator. They all have the same agent. João Felix,
Enzo Fernandez,
Gonzalo.
Enzo. They got 120 for Enzo after World Cup.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just surprised that other clubs haven't become slightly wiser, because Sporting are not selling at the same.
In fact,
I think Gyökeres was
In fact, he's infiltrated the Sporting system as well. So he has a couple of guys at Sporting, but his hold on them, I don't think is as strong. Benfica, that is his club. He does a lot of business there. Some partial business with FC Porto as well. In fact, if there's a player in Portugal who is big, most often than not, yes. So Marcos Leonardo went for 40 million euros. A player who has spent literally less than 6 months from when he was coming from Brazil. Crazy. That's like very crazy. And he knows how to do business. I mean, there's a reason why he's a super agent, you know. Let's talk about. Somebody says, why isn't Tyrick Mitchell getting called up to the Three Lions? I think he's played a few times for them. Has he played a few times for them?
I don't think so.
He's a decent player, actually.
I think he doesn't fit.
He's very. He's boring. He's boring.
And on top of that, he's campy. Like, he doesn't fit the model, left full back.
It's efficiency they want. I think he's a good player. Actually.
Yeah, I don't think he fits the style. I mean, look at Nico O'Reilly play, so graceful. Yeah, you look at Miles Lewis Kelly play. Yeah, they look at Tyrick Mitchell play. I mean, have you seen Tyrick Mitchell play? And on top of that, I think one thing that hurt him was also the time he was in his prime years. Crystal Palace were playing haram football under Roy Hodgson and so it really affected him. Now they are playing good football and they've moved beyond him.
Who's their left back now?
He's still a left back.
Like, who's their starting left back now?
Tyrick Mitchell, it's still him.
Yeah, I mean, not bad. He can get into it.
It's still him.
He can sneak in.
Oh,
he needs to pray for injuries.
The ship are still.
No, he needs to pray for a few injuries. It's a walk up.
They have options. I mean, though they are not orthodox left full backs, but they have options who come in and play competent football.
He's better than Jet Spence. You should be getting in ahead of him.
Oh, Jet Spence is solid. True. I think I'll rank them on the same level.
Oh, no.
Jet Spence is solid.
Mitchell is a very good defender. I think what he needs to do is to be more productive offensively. You see, when you are a fullback and you are only good defensively, people don't mind you. Like nobody seems to talk about you.
And you play for Crystal Palace.
But if you become good offensively too, people will say that your defending is not good. Like people can't make up their minds about what they want.
But if you are good offensively and you play for, let's say, a solid team, I think you won't take as much flack for your defensive woes as you would if it's the other way around. So because think about it, Wan-Bissaka played for Man United. In his prime years he played for Man United, but because he was offensively challenged, it came back to hurt him. But imagine if it was the other way around, where he was brilliant going forward but defensively challenged.
I mean, but the same problem is affecting Trent now, at least in.
But he's still playing for England.
He hasn't been caught up in that.
It was because of the injuries. I mean, he will go to the World Cup.
But he'll go to the World Cup. The games he's played in. The games he's played in, he's not been good.
Wait. But he'll go to the World Cup.
Have you seen him? He's not been good though.
But he'll go to the World Cup.
I don't think.
Are you sure?
Oh, I mean, beyond Reece James, that's him. He's there.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, are you going to call Kyle Walker or the
Livramento
or the Newcastle chap?
Who's that?
I mean, Lewis Holland, just on the left
Lewis
side.
Hall is
Lewis
actually-
Hall and Chilwell. Chilwell was saying that he thinks he can still get into England squad. if
Chile.
yes.
Oh, Chile.
At
Not do
Strasbourg.
Yeah.
Dominic
I'll go.
Calvert-Lewin has scored for... Also,
Hey!
CD.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, look.
Let me see the goal. Yeah, let me watch
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Calvert-Lewin
yeah.
goal because Calvert-Lewin knows. You see, I'll still go afi. Let me see this again. So, it's game on between Manchester City and Leeds. It's 2-1.
Defensive mistake.
Who's this? Yeah, bad pass,
Who
intercepted, right
Who
on
on?
side. Let me see.
Hey.
Oh
Mistake.
man, who is this defender?
So it was Vadio? No, it was Nunes first.
Yes.
Then he came and made another mistake. Yeah, so Mateus Nunes, bad decisions. Twice.
Come on, man.
Mateus
So,
Nunes, yeah.
Vadio should have dealt with it, and then Mateus Nunez
that
came
was-
busybody defending.
Just hit it.
Oh goodness. Pep Guardiola.
finesse not
Pep
possible.
Guardiola will be mad. Like
The finesse.
Play a fullback at fullback and let
that's what I'm saying. This is
But
this is
this
what
was not
happens.
about position.
No.
This one, just clear it.
No, yeah,
Safety
I
first.
think it's in his DNA. He's a midfielder, so he wants to touch the ball everywhere. Like, why are you first touching the ball in your 6-yard box? Like touching the ball into the path of your opponent in the 6-yard
I
box.
praise his football IQ, but this time around there was a bit of a crack in there.
I think the
it's
tide
what
is
Ben
turning a
saying. It's
little.
the same thing. It's just a player being positionally unaware of when he's in a different part
Exactly.
of the field.
Yeah.
But Trent Alexander-Arnold will go to the World Cup. Beyond Reece James, I mean, who is the best passer in that team?
I don't think Tuchel is looking for passing.
He'll go. Because
Well-
even Livramento, you can't even trust his
But
health,
I'll be
so
shocked if
definitely
Trent
go.
doesn't go. I'll be shocked.
Yeah,
I'll be shocked.
I mean-
I'll genuinely be shocked. But that coach is capable of anything. that guy, I think there will definitely be a few shockers when England name their squad.
because they have so many options. So there will definitely be some big names that will get dropped. Even the last time Kwachi said, as many as 3 names, big names will get dropped.
There are
Possible.
lots
Yeah,
of players
I
who
think
might not make
Bellingham
the
is
squad.
shaky.
Yeah, shaky.
But he keeps having he's now having a season like he was 2-3 seasons ago. And Tuchel was speaking about that where how he sees Bellingham is he wants to find a way to get him closer to the goal because Bellingham has a way of bringing up important moments.
That is his best position. Bellingham is not supposed to be scrapping with players. Like he's at his best, I believe, arriving in the final third.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's the issue of the other players offer something different creatively. So if you play someone like Eze or Rogers there, they offer entirely one is energy, one is creativity. You can't just have someone there hoping that maybe there'll be a rebound and then you can tap it in.
Yeah. And
Obviously,
Palmer,
he brings more and Palmer
Palmer
combines the best of most of
top.
that.
Palmer is just
So-
pure creativity. Even when he's running at slow motion speed, he can still create something.
If there's a way you could fit
Yeah, he
Palmer
can
and
still
Bellingham
create-
in the same team, I think he might actually benefit from
that's just the
that.
best description for Palmer. He runs like he's in slow motion. Like, but
He'll create something.
Yeah, Charlie, he has the
He'll
vision.
do something.
He can do something out of nothing.
Yes,
like,
and that's what you need.
out
But
of
I
the
think
blue.
Jude Bellingham will go because of big game temperament.
Okay, we have a goal. So AFC Bournemouth have managed to squander their lead. 2-0 up. They have thrown it away. It's 2-2 in that game between Bournemouth and Sunderland. I will confirm the goal scorer for you in a bit. What the PSG Monaco game is having its own.
Feisty.
Yeah, it's a very interesting game there.
Yeah, Lamine Camara fouled Chevalier hard, and it could end up getting him into.
Which
the
Lamine
box.
Camara is this? The
The
Senegalese
international,
youngster.
Yes.
Ah.
I'm surprised a lot of teams haven't gone in for this guy.
No, he'll blow up soon. He's just like 21 years. He'll blow up soon.
I'm surprised.
He'll end up at like an Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest type.
Man
team.
United should be going for him. He's
No,
a
but
top level.
Those teams they are afraid of players like this.
AFCON
It's only not even AFCON, like
tackles like this.
they're afraid of like gambling on a player like him because I'm sure that Monaco also won't want to sell him for cheap.
You see.
So there's that.
That's where I have a problem. But you were willing and ready to gamble on a guy like Zexi. He flamed out at Bayern Munich.
Charlie, those moves
He
were
moved
fronted,
around.
those moves were fronted by Ten Hag.
Oh, that one, yeah, it's solid point.
fronted by
He
Ten
moved
Hag.
around, bounced around. Then he had that one fine season with Bologna. They qualified to the Champions League. He scored in double figures, a couple of assists. Wow. And the next thing you know, they are going in for him. I'm like, it's just a 1 season, 2 season kind of.
Somebody says there's a reason why Bayern didn't sign Zexi.
Just on that, I think the Italian stereotype is a bit true, but the Dutch stereotype is also a bit.
It's gaining.
It's gaining. That
Dutch players don't do well outside of.
No, that they always score one of their own. Well, I was actually having a conversation with one of the people in the newsroom about Memphis Depay, and the 2 times he played at big clubs. When he played for both Barca and Manchester United, were both times where he's Dutchman.
Facts. Louis van Gaal and
Ronald Koeman, and that's how. And even Zexi, the how they call it,
and they prevented Man United from signing Sadio Mane because Sadio Mane said, you have all these players. Why should I come?
Yep.
And I'm not saying that Zexi is not a good player, but the Dutch connection between him and Ten Hag,
the Dutch manager, they understand that thing. They'll bring if you joke, they'll turn your whole team into a Dutch national team. Don't joke with Dutch managers. Like they'll turn your whole team into a Dutch national team. Even Frank Rijkaard at Barca,
even Wout the time he played for Barca, that was Koeman, and when he was at United too, that was
Erik ten Hag.
Wait, which Wout
Weghorst
play for which Barca?
No, he was talking about Man United.
United.
Sorry, I meant Luke de Jong. I meant Luke de Jong. Sorry, that was the. But there's a lot of.
As for Dutch managers, dear, you can trust them. They will do it.
Remember the time Van Gaal coached FC Barcelona? He had the Boer brothers. There was Philip Cocu. There was Overmars. There was Kluivert.
Yeah.
Then there was another. Was it Reisiger? There was
Reisiger.
They had like 7 Dutch players in there.
They'll do it for you. Dutch managers will do it for you. They never ever disappoint. They never. If you give them the chance, they will fill the whole team with that.
Do nepo kids things.
Anyway, 55 minutes played. It's 2-1 advantage Manchester City. Leeds have come back into this game a lot more. Look at them right now. So putting a lot more pressure. Looking like they are not done yet at all in this game. Can they salvage something out of this?
No, I don't think so. I think the Man City will weather the storm and be able to regain control and get that third goal, all important third goal. Once they get that third goal, it will be curtains. I think Leeds United are doing well by trusting themselves a little bit more with the long ball, because whenever they are pressed, they are trusting themselves a bit better than they were earlier in the game to be able to deliver a very good cross, a very good long ball to the forward line, for them to be able to relieve the pressure on the defensive line, and for them to be able to get the ball upfield and then have their midfielders running to support their forwards. And that's what's given Manchester City a bit of problem, because
they look like they will concede the second goal. I don't know.
Because they are transitioning from attack to defense is slower than before, and it's one of the problems that has affected.
Donnarumma looks like he's injured. Looks like the problems have just compounded.
I think he was trying to attempt a pass and he got his foot all messed up a little.
Don't know if it means he'll go off, but at least they have James Trafford on the bench, who was also bought in for a lot of money. So
James Trafford started the season. He was shaky, man. I remember. Wait, James Trafford from Burnley, right?
Yeah, from Burnley.
Charlie, he's shaky. He started the season. He wasn't He wasn't looking impressive. I thought he was one of those wonder kid goalkeepers who was like ready for his big opportunity.
On the bench.
Just on Bayern, it's interesting to note that there was a report from the Athletic this week that it looks like Nicolas Jackson won't be able to fulfill the conditions for the obligation of his contract.
But they made it clear, very Rummenigge.
Hoeneß, yes. Uli Hoeneß. He made it clear that if you look at the calculation, he won't be able to meet the number of games.
That was such a
I think if he had played a bit more, it was possible. If
that was a very premeditated, disappointing thing to say.
He was speaking about the intention not to fulfill it, and I think he was being a little disparaging about Nicolas Jackson.
Yeah.
He blamed it on translation, I think.
Yeah, but he was looking at it from the numbers game, because Jackson will go to the AFCON. That means he'll miss maybe a couple of games because the Germans they use the winter break. But even this season, I don't think it will be that long because of the World Cup.
It's 40 games
between
from the start of the season to the end of the season.
And
the AFCON is not going to be even 10 games missed.
But at the end of the day, he will miss some games.
It's a whole month.
It's a whole month. It's a whole month fair. But in the Bundesliga, that's 4 games. Maybe 2 Champions League games.
There's maybe a German Cup game.
And that's assuming that they go as far in the competition
and
as they could.
And there's also German Cup game.
Oh no, fair, but I'm just I think that
I just feel like
games,
you know what I just feel like Bayern. I just feel like Bayern were not convinced about signing him from the get-go. Like they always looked at him like a stopgap measure, like somebody who can fill a role for us where we don't break the bank.
But the way he also pushed through for the deal, because I think Chelsea were calling him back to be playing the Maguire role.
But his time at Chelsea had become toxic. Like he had fallen out to the manager, but
then the manager says he wants you back.
Oh no, you can't believe him. After when he's in desperate mood, that's when he says I want you back. No, you can't believe such a person.
No, but you can. If he gets, you'd have got a chance to play, and he's not getting as many minutes at Bayern. You're not going to displace Kane. So now you're in a situation where you are playing behind a certified striker, and I trust myself behind João Pedro instead of Harry Kane.
But the environment is,
guys. St. Pauli are about to hold Bayern to a draw. That would be crazy. So defeat
back to back draws for Bayern, including a defeat in midweek against.
No, last week they won actually. Last week they won 6-2 against Freiburg, but they had to come down from 2 goals down, and then they won that game, but lost to Arsenal in midweek, and they look like they might draw. St. Pauli are on the attack. Look, Charlie, the Bundesliga games are so open. Look, we have oh my goodness, what kind of agricultural finishing is this? Like
clearly a fullback.
That ball has probably flown over the roof here at Channel 1 TV. What was that? Oh man, come on. That deserved a finish. Like the level of space, the counter attack. All he needed to do was
slightly worried that he would like his touch would let him down, but he got the first touch really well.
He did all the difficult work. All he needed to do was slow down, get some composure, and finish it, and they couldn't. So St. Pauli missing a big opportunity against Bayern Munich. That was a chance to go ahead in that game, but definitely couldn't manage it. Let's talk a little bit about some of the games to come a little later today. So Everton are at the Hill Dickinson Stadium against Newcastle. Kwachi, let me take your opening thoughts on that. David Moyes, like I say, as steady as it gets in the Premier League. If you give me Moyes, give me Sean Dyche, I'm good on any day.
You don't want exciting football.
As long as you don't have outlandish expectations as a team, these 2 guys will get the job done for you. On the occasion, they will take you to a cup final. If you are lucky enough, they will get you some silverware. I like a steady manager. I like a manager who knows his territory, not somebody whose ambitions are bigger than his abilities. But story for another day. What kind of
a manager who can keep your team in the Premier League? So you are guaranteed. You are guaranteed £100 million at the start of every season.
Standard. And you know what I like about them is they know how to get results with literally nothing. No disrespect to the players they have, but if you look at the kind of squads David Moyes achieves with, other managers will be whining, like they will be calling for players every transfer window, but he gets the job done. Just snap thoughts on this game against the Newcastle team that have been literally toothless away from home.
Yeah, Newcastle have been quite surprising. There have been a lot of questions about whether Eddie Howe is the man that can take them beyond the point that they are right now. Because I think winning the League Cup last season was quite good because they lost the League Cup the year before. It's when they lost to Manchester United, I think they were the better team but they weren't able to show up on the final day when they played United. So winning against Liverpool last season gave them some confidence. It gave a boost to the Eddie Howe project. But looking long term, I don't think he's been able to back it up. The Champions League, they got inside, but I think they were quite fortunate because I still insist that Aston Villa should have beat Man United on the final day last season to get into the Champions League, but for some reason they got to United on the last day. United that had just lost the Europa.
Villa feel robbed still,
and it's on them. It's on them. You had to beat a United side that had just lost the Europa League final. That was bereft of confidence.
Yeah,
I think Nottingham Forest should feel more bereaved.
I mean,
for
Crystal
for
Palace.
missing out on the
Crystal
Champions
Palace
League.
should then feel
Palace too.
because they were
Palace too.
knocked down from
So
there.
I don't think Aston Villa,
Oh, no,
compared
but
to those other teams.
I just think
not
that
enough
because
for us,
you go into a final day having one game to play to guarantee qualification, they could have even drawn the game.
Yeah.
And then they go and lose to Ruben Aarons, Manchester United. He's won 12 games in 12 months. He's averaging a win a month.
So that's the new stat now. 12 games in 12 months.
I don't think Bayern have taken the lead. Is that
was
Nicolas?
I knew that was coming.
It was never
Luis
enough.
Diaz.
Oh,
So Luis Diaz has scored for Bayern in time added on. Yes, time added on. 6 minutes of time added on. He scored in about 2:30, 2 minutes 30 seconds into time added on. Luis Diaz.
Getting a little ridiculous
How Liverpool could use you right now, Luis
'cause
Diaz.
I don't think he's shown this form at Liverpool. He was good at Liverpool, but I don't think in terms of being a goal.
Diaz is finishing, finishing.
I don't think
his finishing
last
used to
season he
let him
started
down.
really well. I think he got 5 and 5.
I
around
think
the start
Liverpool
of
were
last
just
season.
impatient with him. One of those things. And you see, like
Look at where he ran from.
Bundesliga defenders are less rugged. Let's not even like. I think there's less quality in the defending at the Bundesliga level.
yeah,
there's that, but I also think that
And the Eredivisie.
yeah, and the Premier League is faster, stronger, like that kind of thing. It's normal, but he's still a really good player. I still think that Liverpool could have been a lot more patient with a guy like him, but hey, they probably needed the money based on how much they had spent. Sam Pauli looked gutted. The goalkeeper has this smile on his face that's like, yeah, we got our chance to missed it. Luis Diaz with
they've
the
been in the
all-important
game,
goal.
and I think they thought they could probably get away with a point.
They should have.
They should have.
They,
But
in fact, they blew their chance a couple of minutes ago. So, I mean, when
they
you do
had a
that, I
chance
don't
to
feel
actually
sorry
win
for
it.
you.
They had a chance to win it, like you're saying, but they weren't able to take
Yeah.
advantage of that.
I don't have time to feel sorry for you when you do that. You should have.
Yeah, that's 7 goals in the Bundesliga. I think he scored a couple in the Champions League.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like he's added a different dimension to his game. I thought the fee was was why Liverpool were rushed to
Chasing,
sell him.
yeah.
75 million for Luis Diaz at the time looked like
It's a lot of money, actually.
like a
It's a
lot
good
of money,
good
but
business.
good business on Liverpool's side. They
Yeah.
made a lot of money back from their sales, but I don't
In fact,
think
a lot of the insiders in Germany were disgusted with Bayern Munich on the negotiation side. I read an article that said that Liverpool tied some heavy sell-on fee into the move as well. So just in case Bayern ever sell Luis Diaz, they will pay Liverpool some plenty money. Like, yeah. In fact, that's one of the reasons why the move kept going back, forth, wasn't getting done multiple times. So yeah, there are a lot of clauses in there apparently that favor Liverpool a lot. Bayern, there are a lot of add-ons that they need to keep paying, and the deal gets more expensive as it goes along. So Liverpool have done some decent business.
they go like 25 million
Yeah.
for Ben Cannon Doak. They did some.
Hey, where is
He saw that recently, and he's at Bournemouth. He went to
I
Bournemouth.
see.
They got about 25 million for Tyler Morton to Lyon, I think, and little.
They done some good business.
Oh, they did some
Ben
good
Doak
business.
for 20 million. What? That's serious.
I mean, they got good money for Nunez too. I mean, but Doak did. I think was Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a Scotland game. He put on the cross.
Decent left foot,
He
right?
put in the cross that McTominay scored the overhead kick.
He's a decent player. I just don't think he's a. Oh, so St. Pauli are on the verge of conceding again, and it is Nicolas Jackson. I think. I see. Is it him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nicolas Jackson has made it 3-1. So St. Pauli have conceded 2 goals in the space of what? I think it's an offside.
He's offside.
It's offside.
I don't know
But did it come off the player?
No, I think he was slightly ahead. He is slightly ahead.
No, but I think he's making the point that I think he came off the St. Pauli defender.
Yeah.
I can't see from.
Would they review this?
Man City have also considered a penalty.
No, this should be a goal. The ball came off the St. Pauli player. This should be a goal. This should be a goal. They need to.
Leeds United?
Oh, okay. So 2-2 between Leeds United and Manchester City. I told you there was a game in here. I told you this game was far from straightforward. 2-2. Leeds United have clawed back from 2 goals down. Now, who is that substitute goalkeeper? I believe it's Trafford.
No, Donnarumma is still in. The
Donnarumma is still in
saved
there.
the
So he
penalty.
saved the penalty,
Yeah, but then it was
but punched it
the
right
rebound.
back into the path of the player.
Is that in Mecha?
You mentioned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he
Meta's
scored going
gotten
against
the
his
goal.
former His former club.
Celebrated well. Doesn't feel any connection to them.
I mean, he barely featured.
Yeah.
I mean, he played 3 matches.
Yeah.
For the senior side, so
Lucas Mecha missed the penalty. Rebound came back to him, cool as ice. Yeah, I like.
Donnarumma should have pushed it. I mean,
there was nothing he could do.
Nothing he could do. You know, penalties are not. It's hard. It's hard to like punch it to safety. I don't know.
I think he looked like he was trying to hold on to it, and he didn't manage to do that. But
that's why you should hit your penalty with power a lot. Most often than not, it will come back to you. I like that. 2-2. I like a competitive game. So
they are still checking the Bayern goal. They are using VR. I
don't think they should check it.
It's very clear from here.
No, but I mean,
are they checking if there was a foul?
It says goal, no offense. That's 3-1. Yeah, that was a good goal. The San Pauli player is the one who poked the ball into Jackson's spot. So Bayern are leading by 3-1. Van Sant Company looked like he was heading for a draw. At 90 minutes, it was 1-1. You wouldn't believe it if you tune into this game. Already, they were scheduled to play 6 minutes of time added on. They have already done 8 minutes based on the review that is just snapshots on Bayern.
Yeah, Bayern, it's a good win for them. Like the league, I think the league, the competition has been gone for a while now. At least since Leverkusen last posed a challenge, I don't think there's been another team that's been, at least for an extensive period of time, has been able to build a team competitively with the intention of.
I'm disappointed in RB Leipzig. Looks like their project has failed.
Oh no, but Leipzig are second this season. I think this
they were supposed to have won the title by now.
Initially, when they came under Ralph Hasenhuttl.
Let me take a break. Sorry to cut you. Let me take our final break here on the show. We'll come back and then we'll wrap up the Premier League games, preview the Newcastle game again, look at the end to Manchester City, Leeds United, because looks like we might have some drama in there, and then we'll go around Europe briefly before we take the show home. Stay with us here on the Republic of Football. We'll be right back. as we can. So please do bear with us. We apologize for the break in the sound on YouTube. So please do bear with us. We'll try and rectify it as soon as possible. A lot of complaints coming out. No sound. We'll try and get to that as soon as we can. So please do bear with us. Anyway, like we said, following a bunch of matches, Monaco PSG is still on. It's goalless. Monaco have come close a few times. Don't forget that Monaco still have Ansu Fati and Paul Pogba on their bench. Yeah. They can still unleash some firepower into the game if they have to. Salisu looks like he's enjoying his football. So change of manager has done him a lot of good.
Oh yeah, and I had always been making this point that look,
I need him back at first season Southampton level. Southampton level.
Yeah. I think if he gets to that level, that would be super for the Black Stars. It immediately boosts the chances of the Black Stars, because if you can progress the ball from deep, Partey will handle the rest from the middle bit. And once you have a ball juggler in Mohamed Kudus, then it means you are solving problems at every level of your team on the pitch. And that lessens the stress on your team overall. And it improves the odds of creativity in your team. And those are the things that we stressed on that affect the Black Stars. The creativity bit is an issue. And the fact that we are not able to pass out from the back. And even when we are not passing out from the back, the quality of our long balls to our fast forwards, it has been poor. So on both phases, or in both phases, if you're able to get the passing bit right, it helps the Black Stars, because if you are playing it through the middle or passing your way through teams, you need players who are comfortable with the ball at their feet and can drive with the ball. Then if you are defending because you are not able to play your way through the team, the opposing team, and the pressure high up the pitch is on point, then you could have to go long. And fortunately for Ghana, our forwards are all fast. Iñaki, Abdul Fattah Shahaku, Kamal Dean, Antoine Semenyo, who else am I missing? Okay, with the exception of Jordan Ayew. Kudus is fast. Joseph Paintil, all of them. And so we can attack teams and head teams either way. And that's why there's a lot of frustration about the lack of creativity and lack of conciseness with this team. But once we sort out the passing bit, I think we will be fine. And having Salisu in this kind of form and being able to build himself to that level of form that we saw him about 3 seasons ago, that bodes well for our chances.
Charlie, Manchester City are under so much pressure with about 5 minutes to go. They've literally been pinned into their own half, and it looks like Leeds United literally look like the home team in this game. They can't get out of their half. It's a very interesting final 5 minutes in regulation time in that Manchester. Like there you say, somebody should throw him a towel. They're about to attempt a long throw in. Yeah, these days when Michael Coyote gets his throw in, somebody throws him a towel so he can dry the ball and be able to deliver a long throw in. But Manchester City really not finishing this game like they would want to. Like Quattrelli mentioned, they've struggled to see out games in the last couple of matches. They will probably start well, get a couple of goals, and then will have to limp through the final stages, which was acceptable when you are playing like a high intense pressing game. You're barely pressing the ball now. Like you're not even playing like a high volume passing game where you're gonna say you're moving around a lot or you're expending energy passing the ball. I don't understand.
But I've made this point about City, like bar maybe Haaland, and see maybe at his prime Ruben Diaz was quite good. The quality in this team has just
he's past his prime already. Ruben Diaz.
I mean,
I don't think it's
age wise. Ability wise, what I'm saying, like age wise, he's still supposed to be in his prime, but ability wise, has he fallen off?
I mean, that's a PFA player of the year.
Yeah.
If you are going after Foden, then I think that Ruben Diaz too hasn't been as consistent as the performances that led him to
That's
be player of the
normal.
season.
But his fall off hasn't been as bad as Foden. That's the difference.
I mean, it's
Or his drop off.
I mean, with an attacking player, it's easier to judge with your numbers.
Yeah.
I'd say they've been missing for the same amount of games, and there have been the times where he has been better defensively, and that could have prevented City from losing certain games.
Yeah, but also on the flip side, it's far easier to appreciate a forward's game than a defender's game. And that's how come I believe like he doesn't necessarily get the credit that he deserves. But for Man City, I think aside Haaland, I think Vardy has also been good.
Yeah.
No, but I mean world class. Like there was the defense was never really good. There was Otamendi. Okay, I mean Company was quite good. So Company, Otamendi, Walker, De Bruyne, Silva, Fernandinho, Aguero, Sterling, Sané. Like these are top level quality players. And I'm looking at this Man City team now, and I know that I get the recruitment strategy. They don't spend. They did it for Jack Grealish, and even that didn't work out that well. But they don't want to spend. They don't want to be breaking the world.
That Jack Grealish transfer.
They don't want to be seen as constantly breaking the transfer record because they have the most money. It will just look like City are. So they buy 50-60 million pound players, not the top level players, because now the top level players go for 150, 200 million plus, as Liverpool have demonstrated this window. But you buy the players who are just a level below them and hope that through coaching they can get better. And I think that some of the gambles they made in terms of recruitment hasn't really worked off. I mean, Savinho is a clear case, an example of that. I think Nico Gonzalez can become better, but
I think one thing you're failing to mention also that I think generally there's less quality in the football pool globally.
I mean, there's less quality, but I feel like the best players are going for a set. They're either going on a free transfer, and you see Real Madrid chasing them as soon as they have a year left on their contract, or they're going for 150.
Like Ibrahima Konate up until recently.
But that's Real Madrid's whole strategy. If they see a player they like, they either go and buy him very early from Brazil, or like Masantano and Vinicius and Rodrigo, or they sneak around when you have 1 year left on your contract. They say, you come and play for Real Madrid. This is the biggest club in the world. And then you come. Because Real Madrid, I think they've been really burnt to the Hazard thing. Spending 130 million on a player with 1 year left on his contract.
That was such it was such a ridiculous move. It made no business sense. They will pay for it. That's the thing about finance. You pay for those type of moves. Like and Hazard was costing a lot of money in salary as well.
But at least the free transfer thing, they've been bent too. I mean, the David Alaba thing.
Lord have mercy.
Alaves on his fitness more, or his because
they got him for free. Hazard was fitness.
He's been bleeding them dry. I'm sure. I think he might have a year left.
He's on over 300,000.
I'm sure they can't wait to kick him off the ship. They are.
But now that Ibrahima Konate is off the list, I think Maguire. Yes,
Liverpool are about to regret.
They are going to circle around. I mean, that's
not about Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Real Madrid are going to circle around. But I mean, to be fair, most of them have come off. The Rudiger has been okay.
Oh yeah,
Rudiger has been okay. They've got a few of them. I don't know. Trent hasn't signed.
Alaba earns 430,000 euros a week.
Yeah, that's Mbappe level.
Goodness. That is steep. That is a lot of money.
That's
like
more than Vinicius.
That is like almost 400,000 pounds.
Yeah, he has more than Vinicius. Why wouldn't he be pissed?
That's ridiculous. Yeah, his contract is set to expire in June 2026.
Yeah. So at the end of the coming season.
Yep. If it ends, there will be no renewal in sight.
And they've also gone a bit cheap because the most they spent on defenders 50 million. Spent 50 million on housing. Spent 50 million on Militao. The rest of them are pre-transfers and Asensio, who he's in Araujo.
The injury issues.
Yeah, he's in Araujo.
Manchester City have a few chances here and there. They have scored.
Foden.
They have scored. Foden heard us talking about him, man.
I thought he laid the pass on to
Doku. My goodness. 3-2. Phil Foden has given Manchester City what looks like the winner. Meanwhile, there's 10 minutes of time added on in this game.
Look at the way they are celebrating.
Yeah, this is crazy. That's a brilliant goal. He placed the ball very, very far away from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper could do absolutely nothing about it. Look at Pep Guardiola, man. He's giving Mateus Nunes some last minute. so final, because Mateus Nunes has been all over the place tactically, all over the place. So his manager is making sure he doesn't lose focus in the final 9 minutes or so. The first touch, that touch away was so good. That was very difficult to do. This one, the skip away and still hold it onto the ball with balance. And the
reminiscent of the thing Tuchel was talking about, that he thinks Foden is most dangerous coming from a central position. So him playing out wide and now trying to drift inside.
Leeds United are gutted.
No, but I think this is where he's most effective as a player, and this could be a big win for Man City.
Huge win.
They go 4 points behind Arsenal, with Arsenal playing a crunch game tomorrow, and all of a sudden, if Chelsea win, they are still within a shout. Chelsea are 3 points behind. They are 4
within
points.
a shout. I mean, if you have over 18 games left to play, and
anything can happen.
Well, anything can happen.
I mean, but based on their form, it's okay saying that Arsenal won't win every game. But if you are not winning your games yourself,
well, it looks like we might have a plot twist. Manchester City, what is this defending? Wow. Leeds United are not ready to give up on this game just yet. And if you look at the minutes on the board, we might be in for another plot. But what is this defending for Manchester? Who is this?
Nunes.
Come on, man. They need to go and buy a right back. Like, I've seen enough today. Like, they need to go and buy a right back. This is not... You can't service this against any proper team. Like, any team with a world-class winger will completely take him to the cleanest. Like, any team with a world-class... Goodmanson. Oh. I mean, come on, bro. Like, if you can't hold your own against the likes of Gnonto and Goodmanson, you're in trouble.
But I mean, I still don't blame him, because it's just him. Like you said, I think they need to go and do the recruitment, because it's just him being not used to being played in that position.
No, as for Nunes, I don't blame him at all. I mean, he's voiced out actually that he still is a midfielder.
It's much better than the Calvin Phillips scenario, where you are not play. You are immediately you're not played again, and you are sent on loan to various clubs to get relegated and come back. It's not.
Where's Calvin Phillips?
He was at Ipswich last season. I don't know.
Yeah, he's still with Man City, but he's
on loan.
He's at Man City, but he's inactive. Yeah.
So he was playing with Ipswich last season.
Inactive, like he trains with them.
He trains with them, but he's...
Oh, Charlie, what's the meaning of this?
Like nothing.
He played... So this season, he has recorded one match. Played in the EFL Cup.
Yeah.
Hey,
he got an appearance in the Cup. I'm surprised Guardiola gave
him this fall off is Magnus. Like, I cannot...
Yeah, because...
He's 29 years right now.
Yeah, because think about it. 2020 Euros... He was pretty much their best player, and the last Euros they were trying to figure out how to replace him, and that's how come you had Trent. This experiment where they had Trent Alexander-Arnold being played in midfield, because of the passing game and all of those things.
Shame on Burnley, guys. Very big shame on Burnley. So there's been a colossal collapse in that game. That game looked like, between the 81st minute and the 92nd minute, Brentford has scored 3 times.
So 4-0?
No, in fact, this is even more interesting. Between the 81st minute and the 92nd minute, 4 goals have been scored. So it's 3-1 in that game. Thiago with the 81st minute penalty. There was an equalizer by Fleming, another penalty, and then Dango Ouattara scored in the 92nd minute, and then there's been another goal. I'm trying to confirm the goal scorer in that situation for you, but very disappointing from the part of Burnley. Looked like a game where they could have walked away. I thought this game was probably going to end goalless and that they could have walked away with something, but in the end, absolutely nothing. So 3-1. Yes, so Thiago scored twice today. Yeah, Igor Thiago scored twice.
But I'm looking at the screen and I see the stats from the AS Monaco PSG game. Touches, Lamine Yamal was top 5. He was the only AS Monaco player in the top 5. Tackles, he is number 1.
What's he, an AMC?
I think he's a central midfielder, like a Declan Rice kind of player. Quality, can be deployed deep, can be deployed a bit upfield, box to box. Yeah. He's a quality player. I'm surprised a lot of teams aren't going in for him. Very surprised.
They need to watch him. They don't watch football. A lot of teams don't watch football. They go and see you on some stat sheets. They go look at stat sheets, or back in the day when technology wasn't that rife. like teams used to actually scout players. Like a team can spend literally like 3 months, literally just watching your matches, spying on you at training and that kind of thing, just trying to buy you.
Which is funny because you look at the American sports leagues, they are well advanced, way advanced in the statistics thing. They even started the statistics.
Americans will start scouting you AAU, like
thank you
JHS, SHS. They started scouting you already,
and that's what beats me because the people who were even advanced in this whole sector before the EPL and the other football world started coming along, even they buttressed the whole statistics with proper in-game, in-person scouting.
Yep.
I mean, I remember the thing you told me about Luka Doncic.
Yep.
How long the Dallas Mavericks had scouted him in person.
Charlie. They were serious. Like, they were not going to gamble.
They are scouting him for like 2 good years.
Yeah.
In
like
person, they were watching him
2 clear seasons.
Euro League, the Spanish League, while he played for Real Madrid.
Yep.
They scouted him in person. And they realized that, okay, this
guy is a can't miss prospect.
This
like,
is the guy.
Thorough scouting. A lot of teams don't have it. That's why I'm saying that people keep, like, until teams get more serious with scouting, the smaller teams who have the budget to spend will continue to fleece them. Like, you need to spend money to buy players, but don't go and buy a 70 million player that you've barely watched.
Surprising, because
doesn't make sense.
The Chelsea model would make so much more sense if they were scouting at that level. But they've also made up their mind, and even the Brighton CEO was making a joke about it that you get me, we'll sell him to Chelsea next season.
Because Chelsea won.
He said that they are their best customer.
It's a mix of laziness and impatience. Like, they don't have time to. Okay, will he be good? Will he not be good? Like, let's let that problem be for Brighton and Hove Albion. If he becomes good, we'll go and buy him. Like, it's a mix of all of it. But again, Erling Haaland. So Haaland is actually missing out on the goal scoring action. But somebody's complaining that he hasn't scored in 3 games. So there's that.
But it happens. He scores in bunches. So he makes up for the games that he has a bit of a quote unquote dry spell. So he scores in bunches. So they'll meet a team. They'll score like 4 goals. He'll score a hat trick. Nice. Then the following game, he'll follow it up with a brace. Then that's what two games. He has 5 goals, and he makes up for it.
But Manchester City, they can't contend for anything this season. Not with the football I'm watching. Like, they can't contend. This is Leeds United. Leeds United, they are close to the bottom of the table, and almost every time they've had one of those long throws, the ball ends up in the day. City need 3-4 touches to clear the ball every single time. Look, if you are dealing with a quality team that is well rehearsed in its routine, they'll punish you at least. If you give them 5 throw-ins, they'll punish you at least once. I've not been impressed. Like, Guardiola teams are one of the things that made them so untouchable was how efficient they were with everything. Like, you're not touching a lot of the ball. Like, we're not giving away a lot of chances. Shot on goal. Like, a lot of that is not there anymore.
I mean, to be fair, we criticize a lot for being too stubborn, but I think Guardiola, like, because of the nature of his defeats, I think he's also been too compromising since
he's had to. The quality in his team has dropped significantly.
No, but the money they are spending hasn't dropped. So why are they not able to?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. That so there's the scouting and then there's a dry up in the talent pool. There aren't as many talented players out there. If you look at the kind of teams he had 5 years ago, just juxtapose it against everybody else. Right now, look at Real Madrid. There are a lot of average players at Real Madrid now. If I get on their case, people will count for me. No, it's true. Barcelona, I think Barca have it better than Real Madrid in a way, because Barca rely a lot more on the academy, and that academy barely ever disappoints. Like, barely ever. So there's that, but there's definitely a lack of talent in the world now. Like, it's obvious. Like, if you look at number 10s, like natural number 10s now, they are almost extinct, like rare breed. Very few natural number 10s in the world. So it's one of those things. Let's finish the Manchester City game and then we will be out of here. I don't know. I wanted a plot twist to this, but
just on the City game, I think it will be disappointing for both Leeds and Burnley. We spoke about them before the game started, and Burnley's last 10-20 minutes collapse against Brentford, compounded with Leeds also not being able to at least hold on to their point, means that they have to spend another week in a relegation zone and hope that both West Ham and Nottingham Forest don't pick up more points and go beyond them. And for all their good start to the season, if they are not able to at least see what Sunderland are doing. If you're not able to get early points on the board before you realize you're in a relegation zone, a relegation battle, and like we talked about, the psychological effect of knowing you are safe and knowing that you are now in a relegation, you have to win your games, or you have to win 4 of your last 5 games to have a chance of survival.
Yeah,
I think that has a different effect on your season.
So the Manchester City game was ended. In the end, that wonder goal by Phil Foden, enough. He scored in the first minute and the 90th minute. So 90 plus 1, basically. That's good stuff. So started the game, ended the game. Good stuff from Phil Foden. The game between Brentford and Burnley has come to an end as well. 3-1 as that was ended. Sunderland, Bournemouth have picked up a red card. Lewis Cook, violent conduct. Charlie, you've lost the game already. Which violent conduct again? Anyway, that's our show for today. Thank you very much, Yao. Thank you very much, Manuel and Benjamin Nketiah. Thanks to Desmond Nyako for hands in the studio. Thanks to you guys for joining us on X or Twitter and also on YouTube. We appreciate you guys very much. So that's it from us here. Look at that. Anyway, that's our show. Tomorrow we'll be back with more action on the Republic of Football. Until then, bye-bye.